And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And hello, how are we doing? Happy Thursday evening to you all. I noticed that some of my American friends were in the chat a little bit earlier due to the time difference. Whoops-a-daisy, but we're all here now. That's the main thing, here to talk some toys. And I've got a bit of catching up to do, I'm not going to lie. So full sort of disclosure to everybody. I had a friend pass away this week, like a really close friend, like suddenly pass away. So like my head's not been in the toy world. I've been like out in the real world, like it's a crazy place, sorting shit out. So I do want to just say, raise a glass if I could to my friend Dirty Walls. He always was jealous of my YouTube activities because I chose to do it on toys, and he didn't know nothing about toys and he couldn't ride my coattails, as he says, but he was always very supportive. So just raising one, having a sip for my friend Dirty Walls. So in regards to toy news, I need a guest. I need someone to help me sort of wrangle in all this toy news because I'm clueless. I know I know we had a Walmart con today. There's been reveals, a few pre-orders, DC, Marvel, all over the place. So today we are just going to recap. Of course, we'll recap any Marvel Legends news, but we are just going to have a general discussion about the week in toys because I'm out of the loop. What's going on? What toys are out there? Do I want any? Let's find out. But as I said, I need a guest to do that. So in Rich's absence, I do have a special guest that you may recognise as he has got YouTube himself these days, and we're trying to get it to climb. We're trying to make it climb. It is, of course, Jay of Jay's Toys Collection UK. Jay, welcome. Thank you for stepping in the big shoes of Rich to be my co-host this evening.
Hello, glad to have me on board. Hello, I am not Rich M. I am Jay. I am the substitute teacher, you could say, the Mr. Bergstrom, if you will,
Mr. Bergstrom,
of the toy streaming.
As a Simpsons guy that owns a bought license plate, I appreciate that reference. Yes, Bergstrom. He was voiced by. Who is he voiced by? Fuck, I know as well.
I'll tell you if you need to know.
Oh, Hoffman. Yes, there you go.
You're right. Dustin Hoffman was indeed Mr. Bergstrom.
There you go. I know.
Hello, people in the chat that are saying hello.
Hello, yes, Jay. You know who Jay is. He's been on the channel before, and he will be on many more times. Again, I didn't put any links in the description or anything because I wanted it to be a surprise. But of course, in the replay crew, I will put all the links in the description. Make sure you go and subscribe and support Jay on the climb to 1K. And I'm also giving Jay a little nudge to make a weekly show now. He's got a fancy new computer, so we'll keep you updated on that. But Jay, I'm hoping you can help me out with toy news this week. Has just generally, right? Because I'm asking this seriously because I've not even been on my phone. Like maybe some of the Legends and Liquor crew will notice that I haven't even replied to anybody. But has there been a lot of toy news this week?
There's been Toddy Mac has been dropping Batmobiles everywhere. There's Flash and Batman.
Just another week then, I guess.
There's something I believe called a Walmart Collecticon that hasn't quite made it to the UK in that way today, but I'm hearing they've been having website issues.
Interesting. I did to be honest with people, I was at work today and I noticed some pre-orders go up. So I thought casually, think nothing of it. I'll pre-order them when I get in. Things started to sell out already, Jay, which stresses me out. It sort of creates this demand. So we'll get into all of the toy news, but first let me do the housekeeping real quick, and then we'll start breaking it down, people. All right. So thank you so much for my American friends for being here an hour early. So eager to see us, and I appreciate you for it. But let me do the housekeeping real quick. So as always, people, you know what to do. Go and check out all the other streams on the channel if you like some long form content. If you don't like long form content, then these probably ain't for you, but that's fine. Go and watch a Legends review. Today, me and Jay are going to be recapping all the news in the toy world that we want to discuss, and then every other Sunday. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday will be Legends and Liquor. Go and watch the replay of the last one. It got a little bit weird, not going to lie. It wasn't the longest stream ever. I think the longest stream hit 5 hours, so it was a 4-hour stream. So it's a commitment to watch, I'm not going to lie. People started licking action figures, if that's an incentive, but there
was lots of licking, I can confirm.
And Rich joined us for part 2 as well, because Rich was concerned people thought he was dying. Rich isn't dying, he's still alive and well. So Rich actually joined us for the full part 2 of the stream, and it was his fault people started licking their action figures. So if you want to know what we're talking about, go and watch Legends and Liquor on the replay, okay? Other streams you can watch on the replay are Joe's and Juice. We recapped all the recent Joe reveals, and Turtles and Tea. Me, Tanner, have also recapped all the Turtle news, even though we're a little bit behind already. We're always very unfortunate with timings like that. We'll be back at it. But Jerry has hit us with a super chat. Thank you very much.
Jerry donated $4.99.
Thank you.
Scored the Retro Craven but missed out IMO, the best fig released during Walmart Collector-Con. WWE Ultimate Edition Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't even know that existed. So that's something I'm sure Jay's well aware exists and can help me out with later. So thank you very much, Jerry. He says, scored the Retro Craven, but missed, in my opinion, the best figure released during Walmart Collector-Con, WWE Ultimate Eddie Guerrero. Okay, I did not know that was a thing. So that's breaking news to me, which is great. And I'm sure, is that on your list to talk about, Jay?
That is on my list.
Cool.
I think that's the first super chat you've ever had about wrestling. So
Look,
that's a great start to the show.
Jay can talk wrestling all day long, and I can dabble. I'm a wrestling fan. So yeah, we can talk about that. Add it to the list, Jay, and it already is on the list, but we shall come back around to that one for sure. Let me go back to the housekeeping real quick. So of course, all the streams, blah blah blah. You know what to do. If you want to contribute, just like Jerry already has, then you can do a super chat, just like Jerry, and your super chat will be read out loud by Friday. She is working on a Thursday. Anything over £4 or $4 not only contributes to this stream that we're on live on YouTube right now, but also contributes to the channel. Thank you very much. It helps me keep the lights on so I can keep coming here every single week, and it's much, much appreciated. Thank you so much. And if you're extra special out there, and I can see a lot of people with the question mark on their name, and I'm going to change those logos soon as well, so look out for that. But thank you to everyone supporting who have already hit that join button. But of course, you still can. I am going to be doing an inner circle at the end of March, and you have to be a channel member to be interact with that stream. Okay, so hit that join button. March is a great month to give it a try, as I'm going to do inner circle every quarter, and inner circle's chaos, absolute chaos. People, we talk about whatever the hell we want. People may start licking action figures again. Who knows? Who knows? But right, let's get back to the toys. Professor Hill Phones, by the way, is his full name now, as he gave a speech, I believe, or some sort of presentation at a university recently, which makes him a professor now. He says, Jay, the man behind the Battle of the Sarges, which we'll get to. We've
Doomed
got another
Customs
Friday's
donated
reading real quick.
$25. Dan Who Live rocks. Miss ya rich but awesome to see Jay. Jay rocks.
He does indeed, and so do you, Doom Customs. You rock, my friend. Doom Customs rock. You can see your name right there. Top contributor for the last 30 days, and it is massively appreciated, my friend. Your name will remain there, showing some love. So thank you very much, Doom Customs. He says, Dan Who Live rocks. Miss you rich, but awesome to see Jay. Jay rocks. Jay, you rock, my friend. You rock.
Thank you, Doom Customs.
And also going back to Professor Hill Phones' said there, he said Battle of the Sarges. I suppose that's because you had. Well, you break them down. How many Sarges you got?
I've got 5 or 6, I think. I did a video intro. I like to introduce all my videos with a new action figure saying "Welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK." It's a thing I started.
It's a good gimmick.
It just seemed to stick. So.
No one else has done something like that either as well. So if you start doing that, Jay's lawyers will be onto you.
So what I did was I was doing a G.I. Joe video, I think, and I went from the Valiverse Action Force Sergeant Slaughter to the WWE Sergeant Slaughter to the G.I. Joe Classified Sergeant Slaughter, and they were all having a little bit of an argument with each other. And Hill Phones, he loves it.
He does. Hill Phones. Professor Hill Phones is his full name now, by the way, if anyone needs to get in contact with him. But yeah, there you go. He's watching. He's lurking. He's never at home. He's always travelling around, giving all out these lectures, because he's a professor of well, it's a secret what he's a professor of, but Hill Phones, shout out who. And shout out everyone else in the chat. Let's actually say hello to the chat real quick, Jay, before we get into this, because I don't like neglecting people. And lots of people, as I said, were in nice and early, weren't they? To talk some toys with us.
They were nice. And I've seen them briefly here in the chat. They're talking about my hair a lot, because I've had lots of different styles over the last week. I've had hairband on. It was tied up on Legends and Liquor.
Oh, it was
sort of growing the mullet here. We're growing the mullet tonight, so it's all going on with the hair.
What are your plans? What are your long-term plans for your hair, Jay?
I don't know. Going back to wrestling, I saw Jey Uso sort of growing the mullet out, and I thought maybe I could have a mullet, and it just sort of started. So
A
I don't
mullet
know.
in
But
2023. Wow.
we got a party in the back, so we will see how it goes.
Okay, let's have a look at the chat then. Let me scroll up a little bit. So thank you very much to everyone contributing. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and see who was in early. So we got Cloud, Foxwell, Mike Hex, Owen, and Noland, The Fossil. I did jump in and say I'd be a tiny bit late as well, by the way, which I was, but not as late as I thought I'd be, so that's pretty good. Jamie, Little Leaf Creations, Mark Rose, Big M, David, Big Will, California Red Devil, Crescent Blue Zero, Z-Man, Paul McCarthy, not Cartney, remember, you know that now, I say it enough. Cheeky Monkey Kiara, you've heard of her, right, Jay?
Yeah, she's over.
Is she over
she's
there?
not that way.
Hello.
She's that way. She's
Hello.
that way. She's that way.
Is she watching?
She is watching, I think, with the sound of eating her dinner.
Ah, nice. What's she had for dinner today?
She's made some form of wrap. It's got like ham and cheese in. She's put it in the frying pan. I think she's seen it on TikTok or something.
Interesting. I've got a new air fryer, Jay, right? It's probably my only pickup of the week, so I need some recipes. So if you've got any like funky air fryer dishes, please let me know. I want to try some funky stuff.
I think the chat might have to help you out with air fry dishes. I haven't got one yet. She is after one.
Oh yeah, you
She
said
saw
she
yours
was.
and thought, yeah, I want one of them.
Okay.
I don't really know what we do with it.
Apparently you air fry stuff, but every time I put stuff in it, it comes out black. Because I'm like, I read the instructions to a T, and if it says leave it in there for 20 minutes, I will leave it in there for 20 minutes. Because otherwise I won't trust it's not cooked. And then it just not, it's why I don't go to the kitchen. It's why me and Amanda eat a lot of takeaways. Home Dude, Disavowed Action Figures. We're not racing ducks today, so I appreciate that Disavowed is here all the same. The Wolfpack Toy Review says mates with all the exclamation marks. He is a mate from across the pond, absolutely. Ataro, I think that is Ataro. I apologise if I butcher your name. Compulsive Collector, Adam is in the chat. Doom Customs, as we've already seen. Jason Lopez, the Retweeting King. He says, is live from his new apartment. I'm also tired. Well, have a little rest. Watch us on the replay. Don't you worry. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. Profit924. Tat Tat Toys with Film. Tat Tat's been sending me pictures of his custom. He's making a 007 Daniel Craig Action Force sort of figure. It's looking pretty good. I've been glancing at it today, but I need to reply properly. But I've noticed, Mark, and it looks impressive. I'm hoping he'll show it off on his channel, which I'm sure he will. There's another Phil in the chat, but that one's an imposter. Don't listen to that, Phil. I am TJ Williams, Daniel S. Just see him. Omar V. STM Figures. Ace. Have I missed anybody? I'm just trying to catch new names. Caleb. Jurek. And then what we got down here? We've got Nathan. Hello, Nathan. I remember you. He's an island. Making toys, or Northern Ireland, I believe. Think I remember how this works. How's it going, lads? Yes, you remembered, Nathan. And we remembered you, of course. It's been a while. How you doing, my friend? How many Mayfex have you brought? Because I think that's the last time we spoke. You were showing off your Spider-Man Mayfex figures. Illmatic Prime's in the chat as well. To Catch a Legend. TJ, I can see, he says, hey folks, I was able to snag the 7 Vipers from India. Very impressive. Thanks to the friends in the US, EU, and Canada. Very nice. Home Dude says, leftover pizza in the air fryer. That's fire. That sounds pretty good. I do like some leftover pizza. To Catch a Legend says, what's up, mate? I'm all right, my friend. It's been a weird old week, I'm not going to lie. But I'm all right. As I said, toys bring me some joy. Give me a great distraction, and my friend would want nothing less. So that's what we're doing today. Tac Tac says, jacket potato in the air fryer. Interesting. I may try it. But until we do that, maybe I'll do an air fryer spin-off show. Who knows? Apparently they are very popular right now. Let's talk some toy news, and we have to, of course, Jay, start with Legends, okay? I'm sure you'll forgive me for doing that, but it's what we're all about here. So let me get this up on screen. So today, because of Walmart CollectorCon, now I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know much of the details, apart from there's been a lot of new pre-orders that are exclusive to Walmart over in the US. Now, I'm sure you already are well aware due to the accent, but I'm not in the US. Or's Jay. So there are no Walmart websites, there are no Walmarts in the vicinity. People even get stressed at the way I pronounce the word Walmart. It's Walmart, but I say Walmart sometimes, but you know what I mean. Anyway, in regards to Legends, we already knew we were getting Kraven, so it's a retro carded Kraven, so of course we'll recap that. But there is a brand new reveal as well, which is sort of new, but not new, but it is new, but it's not. It's, again, Legends. It's Legends at its finest.
It's a very Malibu Stace, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a new hat, but it's a new head.
It's a new head, and as you know, we love an innuendo because we also love head. So let's look at the Craven real quick. Let's just recap Craven because me and Jay's going to be joining me next week as well, and we're already planning ahead for our stream next week. And we are thinking, Jay, that we are going to do most wanted Spider-Man animated figures, so characters in their designs from the TV show. I think that's what we're going to do next week, right?
I think that's a good idea. I think I could talk about that show for days. It was my gateway into Marvel, was live and kicking Saturday mornings on BBC One, Spider-Man the animated series, and it all started from there.
Mate, right there with you. Exactly the same. And if you don't know what Alive and Kicking is, then, again, you're not of our age in the UK. But I absolutely love these retro cards, as you know. And I've already got a space for Craven. Look, space is right there. Literally right there, waiting for Craven. Don't worry, I'll make some room for Tarantula and the Rose as well, but that space is for Craven. So I'm in on 2 of these, so I did actually get my pre-order in for these. I have been saying all year that I'm not pre-ordering Legends. I'm sort of going to wait until they turn up because shipping dates are all over the place. But when it comes to retro cards, Jay, I cannot risk it because these things are very popular and I want this not only in my collection but I also want it on the wall. So I've went in for 2 of these and again, I know price points are a sore subject in a minute, but I don't care. I want this for the wall. It's part of my own sort of collection now that I cannot escape, and I do smile at it every single day. So I'm in for 2, even though I already have 2 Cravens on the shelf. So I'll open another up. I'll do a comparison on the show, all of that stuff. But Jay, what are your thoughts on Craven? You've got to be in, right?
I will be in. I haven't gone in just yet. I thought he might have been Pulse exclusive in the UK, but it turns out he wasn't because he was on all the retailers. I thought I'm gonna keep an eye on them all. If he ever sells out on one, that's when I'll jump in. Otherwise, Clever. I'll try and stick to my no pre-order rule. He's on a lot of watch lists.
Clever. We've got a super chat from TJ there, who says 28 USD for the Craven versus Joe loadouts at 25. Yeah, absolutely. That's a conversation that we can have for sure. Again. When it comes to price points, there's Legends. I've got the Legends tax on it. Again, is that a licensing thing? Genuinely, none of us will ever know unless they come out and tell us. But the Joes, you do feel better about spending your money on Joes. Not going to lie about that. And again, I did spend some money on Joes that we will get to. So we will have that conversation. But to be fair, Craven, I'm an idiot. I'm one of these idiots where Craven could have been more expensive and I still would have brought it. But that is me being an idiot, and I'm an idiot. There you go. It's online. You can clip that if you wanted to. I'm an idiot. I don't mind. But I do love this retro line. So Jay's right as well, by the way. It's not a Pulse exclusive, which we assumed it would be in the UK. It is in all the retailers. So go and support your independence. That's where I've ordered mine from, and get yourself a Craven if you want to. I would recommend getting a Craven if you want the retro carded figure, a pre-order in, because retro carded figures are popular. Because people love the nostalgic attachment, whether you're going to open it or just keep on card for display. It's a nice display piece, very nostalgic for people like me and Jay. But we are the prime audience for stuff like this, so of course we're going to like it for sure. And shout out D Amazing, who I can see in the chat as well, by the way. D Amazing, you're amazing. I was actually talking to Brandon, by the way. I'm not saying this just because he's here, right? But we were talking about D Amazing reviews, saying no matter what he reviews, he makes you want to buy it. And I said that he should review something really random. Do you know, like a toothbrush? Do you know, and then just make some ACBA photos with some army builders attacking a toothbrush or something? Because he will make it look legit and he will make it look good. Guaranteed. So, D Amazing, I've set you a challenge. You don't have to accept. You're a busy man. But make an army builder style photo with an inanimate object. I bet you it looks good. No matter what it is. Bet you it looks good. Have you got a random object you can think of to throw it D Amazing?
Chicken sandwich.
A chicken sandwich. It may or may not be because Kiara's eating some food next to him, but still.
I do agree with your points on The Amazing, though. If you can see, I'm sat down here in front of the Mezcos, and he was always my first go-to when I was researching Mezcos for the videos there and some of the poses he gets them into. So he's been enabling me for years to buy this whole collection. So yeah, shout out The Amazing.
Brandon said the reason we started talking about The Amazing because Brandon was after or thinking about getting the recent Mezco. What is it? What's the recent Mezco? The Bishop. And he said,
Bishop.
Yeah. And he said he's watched The Amazing video. Now, of course, he wants it type thing. And I was like, wow, that's your own fault for watching The Amazing's video. But he said, he says in the chat, Dan, how dare you do it to me? I will do it. I got to do it with a few things. Please do. Some army builders attacking just random shit. because it's just proof of your ability, my friend. So good. So yeah, look out for that for D Amazing. D Amazing, do it, and I will highlight it on this stream for the people to see, because that'll be some funny shit. Toothbrush, you got to do toothbrush though. That was the random object that I came up with. But yeah,
he's just done one of Mezco Superman, where it was now some of the pictures that leaked look terrible, but when he's posing it around, you're like, okay, this figure looks good.
Yeah,
so
more people
pre-ordered that one.
More people need to pay him to do their promo images. I think the community is unison on that one for sure. Okay, let's keep going through these. So we're open on Craven, but you're speaking to the target audience here. We're idiots. We love this retro card. We love this show, and it is very accurate to what you see on the show. There is no disputing that. His colours were a lot brighter on that show, and it's good enough for me. It's a decent. For me, I look at that and don't challenge it that it's a representation of the animated series, if you know what I mean. Like, some figures come out and you're thinking, they're not quite right, but I look at that and think, do you know what? There may be a collar may be wrong, or a boot may be slightly different, but it doesn't matter. It's close enough for my brain to go, that's my mind's eye of animated Craven. Okay, but the thing that was revealed today, be a little bit more, I don't know if controversial is the word, Jay, but a new Marvel Legends were revealed. But is it new? It's Ronan. It's a single carded Ronan. Let me skip across to the images here. So let me get it up. So it's a single carded Ronan, and it seems like you get a little bit of new deco and a new head. Okay, and as you said, we like head on this channel, so I'm not complaining about the new head, all right? That's not something we're complaining about. But what do you think of this Ronan? Now, I know you're not in on the MCU stuff at the minute, okay? So I know you personally yourself will be like, you know what, this isn't for me, which is fair game. But just subjectively, just as an MCU sort of fan, did you have this figure? Did you like this figure? Do you reckon it's a good representation of the character? What do you think?
I do have this figure. I still have the original version. It's been in my sale pile for quite a while. No bugger wants to buy it, and they're not going to want to buy it now, are they? No, it's a nice figure though. In hand, I don't think the original one came with the alternate head sculpt. I had an alternate head on, but I think that was from the 2-pack in the grey, the mismatched coloured sort of time travel suits. I think that's what that came from. So it is better that you do get the unmasked version in this. It does seem like a new head sculpt because his hair looks wet. So I'm assuming that's from in Endgame when they flashed to him in what I assume is Japan in the rain. Yeah, you're spot on. The head that a lot of people used for their Ronin, because at the same time came out the Quantum Round pack, which wasn't accurate in itself because the suits ended up being white in the film, but the figures we got were grey, which was a little bit frustrating. But in that 2-pack, you got Ant-Man helmet, you got a Nebula head, Black Widow head, a Hawkeye head. I think that was it. Was that all the heads? 4 heads enough, right? There was an Iron Man head in there as well.
There you go, Iron Man. So I think I ended up just buying one of those just to display the Black Widow and Hawkeye, but I know some people like brought enough for the whole team. But if they were white, if they were accurate, like, I would have brought more. And like, I know people hate repaints and stuff like that from Legends, but if they were going to do a repaint, that's one I wouldn't mind. Do you know what I mean? Like the white, accurate movie, accurate Quantum suit with the accurate helmets that they all went in on. So, but yeah, this head does look lovely. Let's see if I can get a decent picture of this unmasked head here. So I'm just using the images on Pulse, as I said. I'm a little bit slow at my research today. But yeah, like Jay said, it's the slick back hair, like his hair's wet in the scene from Endgame. But of course, there was flashback scenes as well in the Hawkeye series. So this is going to come out at around about the same time we get the Tracksuit Mafia. So it is a nice accompanying piece to that. We didn't get the bow with the Ronin last time either. So it looks like you get a new head, a new bow, and a slightly different deco as well, it seems. Now, the price point on that is $24.99. So to be fair, like to the new sort of Legend standard, it's sort of what you'd expect to pay. Is it what we're happy to pay? Again, a different conversation, but it is about the standard for a Marvel Legend, just without a Build-A-Figure piece, unfortunately. Would we expect more accessories? Absolutely, we would. Would we like more accessories? Yeah, of course we would. But to be fair with him, he comes with a couple of weapons, 2 heads, and it's a decent representation of the character. If you've got the figure already, though, this may not require a second purchase. Yeah, overall, I don't think it's bad. I'm curious what people in the chat think. I have put up a poll, by the way, in the chat. Let me just remind you of that real quick. The question in the chat says, what Collector.com pre-orders did you make? Now, I'm limited to options here, so I had to make 4, but I put Marvel Legends, Ronan and Craven. G.I. Joe's, Big Ben and Viper, which we will discuss. I tried to, but they don't make it easy, and that's in regards to the website crashing for my American friends. And then Nothing, I Hate Collecticon, which, to be fair, has got a few votes, which expected to. But so far in the lead, as you would expect on the Dan Who channel, Legends are in the lead with 36%. But it's not a race. It's just I'm just curious. It's just it's a poll of curiosity and nothing more. But it's very close behind the Joes with 31%. And you know we love Joes on this channel as well. So did you vote on that poll, Jay? What did you go for?
I did vote on that poll. I voted for the G.I. Joes was my selection.
Well, we will discuss them very shortly.
We will. In terms of the Hawkeye, I think it's a bit like the Moonlight they've literally just re-released. So I think sometimes they need an exclusive. They need a quick exclusive they can get out. So a quick repaint with a slight accessory is an easy way to do it. I think sometimes you do have to fill a SKU quite quick in the toy lines. This is probably what this is. And it does give people a chance that have missed it to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, it is frustrating for people that are in on most things and probably already have this character. I already have him on the shelf. Do I want to spend the money again just for a new head and a new bow? Probably not, no. But like you said, looking at the opposite side of that, it is an opportunity for people to get Ronan who may not have him already or may have missed out at him originally. Again, I'm not really sure of the aftermarket price of a Ronan, but I would assume you could probably get him pretty easily. If you want one, Jay's got one for sale, by the way, people. So yeah, yours is in a bundle though, right?
Yeah, I tried to bundle most of the rest of the MCU I've had left, so I pulled out quite a few and then kept the ones I wanted and try and bundle the rest. So we'll see if anybody jumps on those eventually.
Yeah, no, I do think Ronan's a character where if it was selling it separately at a fair price, I think people would snap it up. It's a cool character design. I always liked it.
It's a nice. What we do need, there's a comic book version. Could we not have one of them since the 2-packs was it the Toys R Us 2-packs in like 2010 or something like that in the dark days? The articulation and just the sort of proportions on that figure do not hold up this day and age. So yes, completely agree with Jay there. In regards to an exclusive, a comic Ronan would have probably been a better shout here than the reissue. But again, I have the figure. It's a decent representation of Ronan. It's a second opportunity for people to get it. And again, I can't help it that I look at the positive perspective of things. So that's the way it is. But there you go. They're both up for pre-order right now on Pulse and everywhere else in the UK. As Jay already alluded to, these are not Pulse exclusives. These are available everywhere you buy your Marvel Legends. So again, shout out the UK stores, In Demand Toys, Comic and Cocktail, Star Action Figures, Kapow, Props and Replicas. Again, very, very good UK independent stores. Without them, our collections would be bare, I tell you that. But anyway, that isn't the only thing. That isn't the only thing that went up for order today. Let me press this button and maybe this one. And yeah, there you go. So let me go to the Joe section actually, because I'm already frustrated about this situation, Jay. It's not your fault. I don't know why I'm shouting at you like it's your fault. I get a feeling I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, okay, so as someone already alluded to in the chat, I think it was, let me scroll up a little bit. It was AJ, wasn't it? Yeah, it was TJ, sorry, TJ. TJ alluded to the Joes at the minute being packed with accessories, really good, unique sculpts, really solid action figures. Like, just as fun. If you're a G.I. Joe fan or a military theme fan, there's no doubt that the Classified series are doing some good work. Now, you don't have to love everything, of course. I always say, love and hate what you want. That's up to you. But I think the Joe team are doing some great work currently. And again, I may be a little bit biased, UK repping, of course, but Big Ben, he was revealed at MCM Comic Con. I was there when it was revealed, so I've been very excited to have the opportunity to actually get an order in on him. And also, when I did my sort of top 3 most wanted classifieds on Joe's and Juice, go and check that out on the replay, I talked about this very guy here, the Range Viper, because I love the sort of zombie-esque sort of the mask and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we've got here. We have now a pre-order for both Big Ben and the Range Viper, which are going to be, I was about to say PulseCon then, but they are Walmart Collecticon exclusives over in the US. However, as you guys know, no Walmarts in the UK, and G.I. Joe is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Now, pardon me, but it is bullshit. No one's happy about that. They're putting a stranglehold on the market. They're making it harder to obtain. The retailers even help Joe's get kicked off in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Like, so by no way do I support that Joe's a Pulse exclusive. And this just proves my point, because whenever Joe's go up. They are very popular and they sell out very quickly because they bottleneck the community and force their hand to all go to one place. But yet they don't seem to boost the quantity to match that demand. And this proves my point because within less than an hour, literally probably within 30 minutes, the Range Viper sold out. And then an hour later, Big Ben sold out. So I was on my computer, Jay, at work. Look, I put Craven in my basket. And I was like, okay, I want to save on the shipping. Let's put the Joes in the basket. So I went back out, put Big Ben out, went back out and put the Range Viper in. When I pressed checkout, Range Viper had sold out. Gone. So I'd missed out on Range Viper already. Gutted. So I got my order in for Big Ben, and I put an order in for Craven as well. Because I don't mind Pulse, because Pulse do make it easy to sort of change your mind, cancel, tweak and stuff like that. So I do like that element of Pulse. But Range Viper, okay, I missed out on this. Where else can I go, Jay? Fucking nowhere. Nowhere. So hopefully the independents help us out. But let's ignore the frustrating element of this and let's just look at the figures because I think they're really good. Let me jump off this page and see if I can get some better images up on his tank because Pulse is annoying, to be fair. I don't want to look at you anymore, Pulse, and that sold out bloody logo. But your thought, you said yourself you voted on the G.I. Joe on the poll, so did you pre-order both?
Yeah, so I basically just got lucky, but it is so frustrating. And shout out, of course, the super producer himself, Rich M, because without him, I wouldn't have got lucky, because he happened to send a message around saying they'd just gone up. And I happened, again, luckily, to be working from home this afternoon. So I quickly jumped on Pulse at just after 2 o'clock. So they went up in the middle of the working day, which is, again, frustrating for us over here. And I got them pre-ordered straight away, but by 2:30, so in 30 minutes, the Range Viper had gone, and by about 2:45, so in 45 minutes, Big Ben had gone as well. So they both sold out in less than an hour, which is, you say, highly frustrating. So yeah, lucky I got lucky, but I do feel bad for everybody else that hasn't got these, especially an army builder potentially.
Yeah,
like this one.
The limit was free on Pulse as well, so you can imagine that. You're already bottleheading the community by forcing their hand to only pre-order in one place, and then it's an army builder. So like everyone's going to want more than one, or the majority of collectors are going to want more than one on their shelf. So that means everybody who would be interested is now ordering double, and it's just no wonder it sold out so quick. So yeah, I'm happy you got yours in. Did you go for one? Did you go for two?
I just went for one of each, really.
You're not a greedy bastard. You want to help out the community and make sure things are available for us other collectors. We appreciate that.
I buy too many different lines. I can't afford to army build, so that was basically why. But this happened again the other day with the G.I. Joes that went up last week. They sold out within 4 hours, even for the mainline stuff, because it's Pulse exclusive. Now, luckily, some of our UK retailers have managed to import them in, and I think shout out Props and Replicas managed to import them in for exactly the same price as Hasbro Pulse has done. Yep. So hopefully they'll be able to get some of these and sort everybody out as well, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, what's frustrating is that like we're adults here that want to spend our money on toys, right? And they don't make it easy for us, do they? Now I understand that companies have to do retailer exclusives to keep the retailer sweet so they can keep stocking their product, and that's how the business sort of runs. So I understand these things happen, but when they do happen, don't like boost the quantity or something. Like it's already frustrating. I have no doubts that my American friends had like, again, let me know your experiences in the chat, by the way. Was it easy to pre-order these on Walmart? Let me have a look. Are they already sold out? I don't even know, because this is the first time I've went on the... Okay, so Range Viper's already sold out. And let's look at Big Ben. Okay, so Big Ben's still available to pre-order. So if you're in the US and you're thinking about Big Ben, I'd say put a pre-order in. And again, it's Big Ben. Get it in. He's looking good. But the Range Viper, again, sold out. Very, very frustrating. Because, again, people love the product. We want to support it. We want to buy it. But you make it very, very difficult, Hasbro. So, the Range Viper, again, let's just look at the figure for itself here. Looks really, really good. Like a zombified. Again, this is a design taken from back in the day as well. This has existed for years. So it was one that I knew Classified might get around to do. It was in different colours as well back in the day, not just blue. But I'm fine with the blue, as a lot of my infantry and my officers are in the Cobra blue. So I actually don't mind that at all. I actually like the choice of blue. You've got the couple of weapons as well. Now, the weapons might be reused. I don't really know, but to be honest, it doesn't matter. It's a weapon to me. I love the fact that the Joes can always storage all their weapons and stuff anyway. He's got the ammo going across the chest. And they're like the tactical gear. But it's all about that bloody head sculpt. Let me see if I can get a decent zoom in on that. Look at that. Look at
absolutely not. So is this a human with his head exposed? Is this something Dr. Mindbender has cooked up, or is it an android with fleshy bits? I'm assuming it's an android with fleshy bits, but it looks absolutely nuts.
Going to have to do our research for sure. It's not the wise idea, though, is it, to go into battle with your brain exposed? I think someone said that in our chat.
What it reminds me of is another horror film, Jason X. If you watch Jason X, Jason Voorhees' brain is exposed and he's got like the hockey mask sunk in. It literally just looks like Jason X in modern action figure form to me.
Yeah, it does look really good, though. Again, just vicious little villain. He's got the Cobra logo on his shoulder. He's got all the tactical gear up front. He's got the ammo stack. You've got the holster there for his weapon. I have no doubts the backpack is going to be on there with pegs so you can put the other weapons. You can see the little antenna as well. And he also comes with that sort of bandana, handkerchief around the neck as well. So again, it's an army builder. So you can take off parts of accessories. You could maybe take off the ammo stack from this guy and put it on another one and have like the double on one and one without. And again, that's the magic of army builder. You can there's no right or wrong, as you pose it and display it however you want. And no doubts, this guy looks really, really good. So yeah, Jay's being sensible with his money and he's gone in for one of these. I would have liked to go in for at least two. Now, it is the type of character design that I would love to have a little bit more of, but I think for a rule at the minute, because there's so many figures, I'm just going, if it's an army builder, I get two, and then maybe more if there's a sale down the line. But so I definitely wanted two of these. So far, no pre-orders for me because it is sold out on Pulse UK. It's also sold out on Walmart.com. So let's hope, fingers crossed, the independent retailers in the UK help us collectors out as they always do and get some more stock. But again, Hasbro, come on. We want to buy this stuff. We want to support this stuff. And you make it very, very difficult. But there you go. There it is. Let's have a look at some of the poses. There we go.
They do tend to sometimes literally just come into stock when the stock does show up. So hopefully, if it is going to be Pulse exclusive here in the UK, it will just actually show up in stock. But I'm still waiting on my Serpentor from a Pulse and Mindbender. My premium membership that I signed up for to buy those it's working out an absolute treat.
I do feel bad for Jay. So if you don't know, people, Jay joined like Hasbro Premium so he could order Mindbender and Serpentor. And he's still waiting when everyone else has got theirs, because we went to Inderman Toys and paid an extra £5 and had it literally months beforehand. So yeah, very good. At least you get free shipping on the stuff you order, I guess.
I do that as a bonus for this, because I could just literally check them out without having to worry about going back like you did and trying to make a cart over £50 now, because they raise the amount you have to spend for free shipping.
So that's probably worth the value as itself there, because again, I missed out on these because I had to go back, where you just checked out straight away, you got in there. So there is a little bit of advantage to premium maybe. Doom Customs is back at it. This man is too good to me.
Doom
Thank you so
Customs
much.
donated $25. Walmart and Target exclusives stink. Hasbro will never learn from store exclusives. They will cancel online order and we usually have to find them in the stores. Yeah,
very frustrating, Doom Customs. I completely sympathise. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Walmart and Target exclusives stink. Hasbro will never learn from store exclusives. They will cancel online orders and we usually have to find them in the stores. Yeah, again, not to defend Hasbro. This is always just me thinking out loud. But like, I assume that when Hasbro do deals, then it's up to the retailer how they deal with the product and the stock. So like, Hasbro's like, they sell their product and they go, right, it's all yours now, do what you want with it. And then it's usually the retailer that doesn't really care about the collector community. So very frustrating, but hopefully you can find these in store. Again, I don't know the details. So is Walmart allowing some of these to go? Are these online only, or will they be found in store? I don't know if that's been announced or said or anything yet, but we shall find out. The fossil does say, if you can't get any range vipers, I got 2 extras. Thank you very much, my friend. Hopefully, someone in the UK would figure this out, but it is quite frustrating for sure. Again, if international shipping wasn't so much money, I would just do my shopping in America. Like, I really would, because you guys think we've got it easy because I review a Legend a month early. That's just on the occasional one random Marvel Legend. When it comes to everything else, it's just as bad sometimes for us. But again, there's peaks and troughs. There's pros and cons. None. Everyone's buying experience is different. Nothing's perfect. But again, it's all part of the chase, I guess. It's all part of the game. Like, now I'll be chasing down these Range Vipers.
It is the frustration, I think, with some of the big box stores in America doing their pre-orders, because they do have I'd see loads of posts all the time. I think Rectangle just had one of his Tracksuit Mafia cancelled. They just randomly cancel pre-orders on you. So I had it happen to me once at Amazon US. They had a WWE Ultimate Warrior exclusive, so you had to order from there, and they just cancelled it on me like a year later. I ended up going to eBay and paying like twice the price for the blooming thing because you couldn't get it then. So I do understand the frustration on some of these pre-orders, or they ship it to you in a sort of, I've had Amazon literally ship me stuff. They've just slapped a label on the actual figure. They've not even put it in the box.
Yeah, I've seen that for sure. Again, it's because they're not. It's not that they don't care. It's just I guess they don't have departments that are considering the actual adult collector. They just assume that these are toys and these are going to kids or whatever. Like, but again, hopefully that starts to change. Shout out Mike, who's just dropped in. Nerdzoic and Toy Snowman are good with the Walmart exclusives late. So there you go. If you're in the US, shout out Nerdzoic. I'm sure you know him from YouTube. But he does have a store, people. He does have a store. As I said, always support those independents when you can. And Toy Snowman are good with Walmart exclusives late. So there you go. Mike giving you some collecting tips there. Luis is also in the chat. Says, awesome action figure, bro. Dan W&J. How you doing? Giving you a little wave. But looking at the promo pictures of the Viper, looks really, really good. Again, I'm sure my fellow co-hosts of Joe's and Juice love this guy as well. I think we've all struggled to get orders in though, to be honest. So there is a Range Viper. Let's cut across to Big Ben. Let's get the image up for him. There we go. So he was revealed at MCM Comic Con, but we didn't get shown at the time. He had the mask. I don't think that got shown until a little bit later, or maybe I'm forgetting wrong. I don't know. Either way, this is everything we're getting in the box. Weapons. He's got that ammo stack. I think is actually attached. Yeah, it's attached to the harness. So unlike the Range Viper, you won't be able to take them off separately. But it's still a cool look. And he comes with his actual gas mask as well. So I went for 2 of these, Jay, because in my head, I can display both heads and they can be 2 different people part of this UK group. And this UK sort of group, or maybe this new little team, do have a name, Jay, because the box says, let's have a look here, Night Force. So I am assuming, this is the first time we've seen this logo with Classified, I'm assuming this is similar in lines with Tiger Force or Python Patrol. It is just another little off-branch of the G.I. Joes, but this time round it's Night Force. So what are your thoughts on Big Ben?
Big Ben, I'm happy to see Big Ben in the line. Nice, you've got the Union Jack there on the shoulder.
It does indeed.
It's not the only figure to come with a gas mask that went up for pre-order over the last 2 days. So we'll see if you can guess the other one later. But yeah, gas mask accessory, so you can either interchange it or buy 2, as you said. So I'm sticking with 1, and I'll just change it every now and then to change the display up. Really good looking character with the Joes, because I didn't have any attachment as a kid really to Joes. I'm just seeing cool character designs, reading some of the comics, watching the cartoons, and literally buying at least one of every character, because I don't know if some are main characters or they're not main characters. So I'm like, right, I'll just buy one of every named character and we'll see where it goes. So happy to have another one.
You are, for the record, that's the magic about toys and collecting. You're allowed to do that. Like, some people gatekeep and think, unless you're a hardcore fan from back in the day and you know everything about these characters, you can't buy them. And it's like, no, you can know absolutely nothing about this character, but like the character design, be intrigued, and then that's the magic of this hobby as well. You can backtrack and then discover these things via the medium of action figures. I tell people all the time, do I know every single Marvel character in history? No, of course not. Occasionally a legend will pop up and I'll be like, who's that guy? And I have to do a little bit of research, but that's allowed. That's allowed. And like, you discover new things via the medium of action figures, and Joe's is completely the same. Because I'm the same as you, Jay. Like, I watched a bit of the cartoon as a kid, and I had like remnants of the figures because I was late 80s, so I never really had any of the proper OG stuff apart from like maybe figures family members had or whatever my parents got me. But like when I'm like conscious enough to remember, I don't remember like actively going out buying the vintage Joes. I remember Action Force, of course, because they were the Joes. Anyway, that's a confusing thing. But yeah, certain characters I have no idea who they are, and I'm learning through Classified and doing research, and they've all got little backstories, and yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. The only thing I had as a kid on these molds was the Street Fighter figures because they used the G.I. Joe molds to make Street Fighter 2 figures. So I had some of those, but otherwise. But this is what it was like in the 80s. The lines were new. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe. They're all literally toy lines coming through, and then cartoons come later to sell the product.
Exactly.
So you were discovering the toys first. So I'm literally just doing that as an adult, really discovering it for the first time, the way it was done in the 80s. So it's like double old school.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. The toys, these cartoons were made to sell the toys, and then some cartoons were shit, but then other cartoons were actually pretty good as well. I've been, as I said, you all know I'm a big cartoon, Ninja Turtle cartoon guy. And like, I've been rewatching some of them because of the Haulathon stuff, and some of them hold up pretty good. Like, they really do. Like, as an adult going back, you catch a joke that you missed last time, and yeah, some of the fight scenes are a bit stupid, and you think, and then one scene it's Raphael, and the next scene they've got the voice wrong with the colour, and it's, as an adult you go, hang on a minute, that was Michelangelo's voice coming out of Donatello. Like, you notice those as an adult. So again, not perfect, but they've still got a little bit of nostalgic charm, I think. And Joe's is the same, where you watch it and you think, why are they doing that? Or why does every Cobra officer, like Duke's running, and there's like 20 Cobra guys shooting lasers at him, and they're all going past him. Like, not one can hit him. They're all like stormtroopers. They're
worse than stormtroopers, aren't they? Yeah, to say the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They all went to the same training camp. This is like, she learned how to miss. So yeah, cartoons were stupid, and there was never actually guns or bullets. It was always lasers and shit like that because it wouldn't have passed indication. So yeah, again, all these old school cartoons have charm, but again, I think Classified are doing a great job at sort of redesigning some of these classic characters or character concepts into a sort of modernized sort of world. And now they've moved away from that sort of GoPro G.I. Joe shiny gold and silver sort of shin pads, and they're getting more into the nitty gritty military aspect. I really like it. But Joe's always played on that sort of fantasy, sort of hyper technology military, because they had Destro with Mars Industries. And just think, even this guy himself is a little bit of ain't exactly down to earth realistic, is it? So even Joe's played with that reality back in the day. But again, that's the magic of action figures. That's allowed. If you want like completely unique, completely accurate military action figures, then maybe Classified isn't the way to go. But again, we have options out there, and I love these. These look so good. So happy they're in blue. But do you reckon these will get a repaint in a red or something down the line?
I definitely think so. It's like they teased the snow-coloured bat, I think, potentially, and the other one that they've done that in every colour going. So I don't see why not.
I just see Northern Nomad in the chat saying, "What's up, suckers?" He never comes in and just politely goes, "Hello, how are we doing?" Comes in, he's busting through his door. He's always worried that the door may be locked, so he has to burst through the door to make sure he is in the property first, and he's just so hyped by that fact that he screams at us. But we're good, my friend. We are good, Northern Nomad. Welcome to our Thursday stream. So yeah, again, we're just recapping the toy news of the week. I was a bit delayed on the toy news this week, so Jay's here guiding me through it. So we're talking about Walmart Con at the minute, going through the Joes and also the Legends. There is a poll in the chat right now that you can get involved with. 145 votes so far. 37% say they're in on the Legends. 29% for the Joes. To be fair, I should have put a both category because I'm sure that would have been pretty high as well. 11% I tried, but they don't make it easy. And then 23% said nothing. I hate CollectorCon. And I sympathise. I really, really do. So, okay, let's move away from this. Right. This is the part, Jay, where you're going to have to help me out. I haven't been on the computer. I've genuinely not been on my phone. We need to find some toy news, right? So in regards to graphics or something I can show on screen, I've got the World Wide Web in front of me, so hoping that helps.
If we stick with CollectorCon, then I think McFarlane's done some of the biggest drops of CollectorCon, I should say.
Did you get your Collector-thong this week? Yeah, I did. It hurts a little bit. It chafes. Okay, what have we got? Okay, so
it's a 2-day event from what I understand, this Walmart CollectorCon. So it's today and tomorrow, and there's over 40 exclusive, or not exclusive, I don't think they're all exclusive, but 40 items for all categories. But I guess that includes sort of pop vinyls and maybe some potted plants like we had on some of the other lines.
You can't wait to get those potted pants exclusives. Okay, so you said McFarlane, so I'm on their Toy Arc. Shout out Toy Arc, and there's a lot of pictures here of McFarlane Batman figures. There's a massive is that a Batwing?
Yeah, that is the Batwing. So that is the
scale.
Yeah, it's 36 inches or something, or 35 inches wide.
Hell.
It is massive. So this one's got a controversial price tag on it. So that is $250.
Oh my god!
US.
Has it got a top, middle, bottom?
Yeah, we have seen a lot of comments with regards to it.
Oh my god!
So this is 250. It's not as bad in the UK. That's up for 180 in the UK. So they've actually got the conversion okay. This one, I believe, is actually a McFarlane store exclusive, but it is absolutely gigantic. The only thing is, it's not. If it was a classic Batwing from the '89 film, I'd have bought this and put it on the wall. But they've slightly redesigned it for the Flash movie, and it's not quite the classic shape for me. So luckily, I can pass on this gigantic thing because it's an absolute beast.
I do always appreciate getting the option to buy these things because I think they're great display pieces. But like stuff like this takes up so much room. I don't think it's like a casual buy. Like, do you know, like as an action figure guy, you see something cool, if it's at a reasonable price point, you'll pick it up just to get it in your hand, just to have it yourself. And stuff like this, I look at and go, yeah, that looks cool. But then the reality is of, okay, where would I put that? Like, where would that go? Even like the idea of dangling that from the ceiling, like, yeah, it's impressive, but you'd have to be a big Batman guy to want that and have the room to display it.
Comes with a wall mountable stand, so you can...
I like that.
There's
so
a Batman, there's a Batman logo, like the yellow logo, that can be wall mounted apparently. So
interesting. But you've got no more walls left in your room though, Jay. So that's the problem for you.
No, I've blocked all of those. They made one years ago for the animated series of Batman the Batwing, but I passed on that. But that thing goes for like £600 plus, so probably shouldn't have passed on this. So maybe this will go up in value. I don't know, but this is their very high-end sort of price point on that one.
Okay, so that's the Batwing. I think I see a few people in the chat mentioning the Batmobile, so let's talk about this. So, bloody hell, I bet the community love this. Is this? Can we put flames on this and give it to Ghost Rider? I need a Robbie Reyes and a Ghost Rider. Can this be it?
Wow, I've got a £2 Batmobile I got on eBay once. I've got the Ben Affleck Batmobile. It's a kid's version, but it only cost £2, so that was the cheapest vehicle I've ever got. But yeah, so this is again from the Flash movie, but this is pretty accurate to the '89 Batmobile. The Bat logos I don't think should be gold on the wheels for the original, but the rest of it looks pretty much the same as the original. So this has been a very popular piece, especially because of its price point. So this is literally only $60. Oh,
very nice. Very, very nice. Again, I've been a bit out of the loop this week, so I haven't really been on Instagram or even on YouTube much. But I have to, I guarantee the community are comparing this straight away to the Engine of Vengeance already. Is that happening?
That is happening. Yeah, there's loads of memes going out there. So it's a quarter of the price, isn't it? But when you see Todd does a video where he shows it off in hand, and the only thing to me, it looks quite plasticky. It does look quite toyish, but you can't argue with the price point really for £60. It's 22 inches long, so it's absolutely massive. But so I wouldn't say it's a really direct comparison to the Ghost Rider, because I'm sure the plastic and the paint apps on that would have been much better than this. This is a basic vehicle, but it's a basic vehicle for a good size, good price.
We just got a super chat from Figure.
Axion Lamiendo donated $5.30. Rich TN Barber, Ammo a Toddy Mac.
Well, I wish I could even repeat that. Figara Accionado. I'm not even going to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce that. Thank you so much for the super chat. But someone's going to have to translate that for me. This is why we need the super producer around. I have no idea what that says. It's in. I don't even know what language that is. So I apologise. I will put it in Google and see if we can find out. Do you speak any other languages?
I did Spanish at school, but I didn't see it come up on the screen because I guess it came through StreamYard.
Yes, it's a StreamYard, yeah. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can grab that and copy paste it in Google. Someone in the chat can probably help us as well, to be fair. Okay. I'll drop it in the chat if it will let me. Will it let me? Yeah, I think it should. Okay, here we go. I just don't want to ignore super chats and donations. I appreciate you. There you go. I've dropped it in the chat. Can someone translate? Let me put it in Put it in Google. Oh, Google's even telling me what the hell. Okay, it's probably because it's got exclamation marks. Right, sorry. Translate. Okay. Putting it in. Oh, it's Spanish. I'm going to get Google.
Rich tiene barba? Amo atati Mac.
Look, they didn't even translate it. You're an idiot, computer. Okay, Google just translated it and it didn't even say it. Okay, when I joke, by the way, I'm joking. Like, I have no interest in comparing this to the Engine of Vengeance. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not getting into one of them debates. Let's just talk about the vehicle for what it is. It's a pretty solid looking Batmobile, not gonna lie. Like, again, like the price point's gonna be a big deal for some people because people would like to have this in their collection. And for me, like, I know some people get proper iffy about, okay, what's inside of it, blah, blah, blah. To be fair, this is probably just a hollow shell on a couple of axles and some wheels. But if it looks like the thing you want it to look like on your display, then does it matter that it has no inner workings or anything like that? Like, if you want a Batmobile on your display, and this is the Batmobile for you, treat yourself. Jump on board, grab it. I know people are very excited to get a Michael Keaton Batman, and there's no doubts this would be a very nice display piece. I always had the idea of like building like a Blue Peter style paper mache bat cave. Do you know, like in my display one day? But because I brought the other Batmobile, do you know, the RC one with the smoke and stuff.
Oh yeah, you've got that one.
That thing's hefty. Yeah. So I don't know if I have room for another Batmobile, especially if I've got a turtle van or a couple of turtle vans turning up.
2 turtle vans coming. So I think the Spanish translation was it's something I had a quick Google. It sounds like Rich has grown a beard, something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
And I love Todd McFarlane, so I am Rich with the beard.
Look, that's a compliment. We love Rich. Yes, does Rich have a beard? I love Toddy Mac. Thank you very much, the Fossil, for that translation out there. Yes, Rich's gruesome hair and a beard. It's crazy how it just works like that in Wales. Crazy stuff. But thank you very much for the super chat. Figure action. Sorry, I feel really bad, but I can't even read English, let alone another language. So that's on me. My bad. But okay, Toddy Mac with the Batmobile and the Batwing. They look pretty good, people. They look pretty good if you're into that. Again, McFarlane's been making DC figures now for a good few years. You know what to expect. So it's there if you want it. In regards to the actual figures, let's have a look. There's loads here, Jay.
If you've slept on the Batmobile, you've probably missed it because every single UK retailer is sold out.
Oh, really?
It's sold out on the McFarlane store. It's sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. This thing was gone by the time I woke up this morning because I was thinking about pre-ordering it and I was debating, do I have the room? And by this morning, it's literally gone everywhere. It's the fastest selling McFarlane thing I've ever seen. So
wow, fair play. Well, there you go. That speaks for itself then. People clearly wanted a Batmobile. And again, people have that attachment to that 80s. Well, it is 80s, isn't it? 89. So yeah, people have that attachment to the 89 Batman, and they just would like an affordable vehicle to sort of have that representation. I completely get it. Absolutely. So here's Batman himself. This is Michael Keaton, McFarlane Batman. Now, is this the statue or is this the figure? Yeah, I think this is the statue with the cape, which is a soft good cape. So we don't really talk about statues on here, so let's skip across.
Yeah, there's a couple of statues.
Okay,
yeah.
So we've got across. So this is a figure. So this is Supergirl. Do you call it Supergirl or Superwoman? Supergirl, right?
I don't know. I'm assuming it was
Supergirl.
Woman,
there you go. No, confirmed.
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Right, there we go.
Confirmed on the card.
Confirmed on the Zoom.
There you go. So there's Supergirl. Again, I am looking forward to the film, by the way. Like, genuinely am. But
yeah, that trailer had me surprised with some of the things in it. But
so there's
the figure's a bit.
There's the Flash.
She's got a bit of a crotch again. We have this full of McFarlane crotch issue that on some of the female figures doesn't quite look right. Catwoman suffers from it the worst, but
yeah, some of them have like that nappy sort of diaper syndrome, don't they? Unfortunately, Z-Man, thank you very much. He says, "Hope everyone is doing great and definitely need to sell a lot." Yeah, again, it's part of the collecting game, my friend. You sell to buy. And you just go around in circles again. And shout out Little Leaf Creations, once again, showing some love to the channel, and has gifted 1 channel membership out there. So shout out to whoever got that. Pow, it's the Wolfpack.
Got it.
It's Miguel. He is a big supporter of the channel anyway, so I'm sure he'll be very grateful for that. He already says, yo! There you go. So, Wolfpack, my friend, Magal, make sure you send a very special thank you to Little Leaf Creations. There it is. There it is on screen. Yeah, make sure you send a very special thank you to Little Leaf Creations for the channel membership. Much appreciated, Little Leaf Creations, my friend. Again, we are doing an inner circle this month, so make sure you're a channel member to be a part of that, because that one you can't even type in the chat unless you're a channel member. So it's a good month to join, people, as I keep saying.
And some of those inner circles go on all night.
Look,
I think we did like a 5-hour one.
The longest stream I ever did on my channel is an inner circle, absolutely. And we do duck races, I do giveaways. So yeah, absolutely. Mike X also says, I bet Todd has a Batmobile on every shelf. He probably does. He probably absolutely does. We know Todd McFarlane loves Batman. Batmobile can't be far behind. Okay, so here's Supergirl. Let's keep going through here. So we got 2 versions of the Flash, if I believe. So there's the Flash. So that's Barry A or Barry B. What did he call him in the trailer? Barry A or Barry B or Barry 1, Barry 2, something like that. So there's one version of Barry. By the way, I do like that McFarlane add the lightning effects to the figure. Like, I think that's a pretty cool. I have the comic version next to me here with the lightning effects sort of in a running pose. So I do like that element of the figure. So there's Flash. I'll skim through real quick and then I'll come to Jay. So there's the Flash. There's another version of the Flash. But if you zoom in, people, it's actually the Batman costume redecoed as the Flash. You can see the Batman logo there with the sort of spray painted lightning bolt.
And he's lobbed his ears off.
Yeah. So very obviously in the movie, I think Barry borrows a suit off Batman. So there you go. So that's that is pretty cool concept that we're going to see in the film. And just like the other one, he has the lightning effects. Now I'll usually. But McFarlane figures ain't for me really. I dabble, I pick and choose. But when I got the Rock's Black Adam figures and posed them together, and I even did a review. You can go and check out my review and my thoughts of the Black Adam full wave on the channel. I don't do many McFarlane reviews, but I did review that whole wave in one video. I was pleasantly surprised, genuinely pleasantly surprised. McFarlane has its own aesthetic, undoubtedly. Obviously, articulation is limited to other lines, but it has its own McFarlane charm. And as I said, they've been around long enough where you know what you're buying at this point. So don't buy a McFarlane figure then complain about its flaws because you knew what the flaws were before you brought it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a pretty solid representation of what you want on screen, but it's going to be a little bit, I don't know what the words are, but the big thick pins, the limited articulation, it's Toddy Mac.
And then you've got your $20 price point to sort of counter it, isn't it? So it is kind of you're getting what you pay for, but you probably know that before anyway, as you say with McFarlane. So
yeah, like again, that's why on my channel I'm mainly positive, like because I'm only spending my good hard cash on stuff I wanted in the first place. So if you want to send me something I'm going to hate to review it, just to hear me rant and moan, then feel free. But I'm not spending my own money on something I know I'm not going to like in advance. That would just be stupid. But anyway, here we have all the figures. So it seems like you do get a couple of Batmans. I hate the way that McFarlane do a version of, here's the unmasked head, and then you have to buy the whole figure again to get the masked head. Just give us interchangeable heads and hands, Todd. Come on now. Again, nothing's perfect. Hasbro ain't perfect. Todd McFarlane's not perfect. Mattel's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But again, that's the magic of collecting. We can pick and choose. Are you in on any of these, Jay? Like, what are your rules with McFarlane figures? I guess a lot of comic stuff.
I've been in and out on McFarlane since the very start of the line. I started off going in on it from the get-go, got a lot of the dark metal sort of multiverse stuff, decided, no, I want something more classic, so I sold it, stayed out of it for a bit, and then he started doing some quite much better, I would say, comic figures, going for some more classic characters, so I got back in. And now I've decided to get back out again. So it's all up on eBay, a massive bundle of about 70 figures of the thing, including that Bane. So I've decided, right, I'm out on McFarlane. I'm going to focus on DC, Mafex, and Mezco. But they are what they are really with McFarlane figures. As I say, I've bought them and I've sold them, but they have their charms. He is good for vehicles though, because some of the little bikes he's done, which are like less than £30, are quite good. There's a Bat Cycle in this. So you've got the Ben Affleck Bat Cycle that again does look good, and you can probably use that on. There probably is going to be a Mezco version of Affleck Batman coming, so you could use that Bat Cycle on that.
Is this the Bat Cycle you're referring to?
That is the one I'm referring to, yeah, because that's in the trailer, and you can tell it's Affleck. That's supposed to be Affleck Batman riding it, which is one of the new figures up. Again, because they don't use the photoreal technology, the face sculpts they're not quite up to par, I don't think, for modern,
I agree.
for the movie stuff. But again, they've an unmasked version of Keaton, which I thought, oh, wonder if that would work for a Vulture for the MCU. Could you get that head off and customize it? Because Marvel never gave us
wow.
Vulture,
This gives me an opportunity to show you something, Jay. If I can get this without destroying my collection. Wait there.
Right. There we go. We got Dan from the back. There is the rear view, ladies and gentlemen. He probably can't hear me now. I could be saying anything about him. Yeah, he definitely can't hear me, can you?
Okay, let me
I
go.
could have been saying anything about you then. I was just
You
saying,
could have.
well,
You could have
heard me.
Could have said anything. There you go. I don't know if it will focus.
Oh, wow,
I don't know.
okay, that looks better.
Is that
I
how
take it
you?
that is custom.
Yeah, it's custom. Of course it is. But this is what I'm saying. It's what you're saying. I don't know how to make it focus. I don't know how YouTubers do that thing. Like my camera's not very good. Is that focusing? Can you see that?
That's focusing. Yeah,
Okay.
it looks focused to me.
There you go. So there it is. Michael Keaton, Vulture Head. So yeah, Jay's on the right path. This, of course, isn't a McFarlane. I think this is Pimp Articles on Instagram. So shout out Pimp Articles who did this. Did this years ago, by the way, when the film originally came out. And this is the first film. This is Homecoming. So this is 2017, I believe. Is that when the film came out? I think so. My memory serves me right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I've had my Vulture displayed on the shelf. Again, sorry if it's not focusing, but there are pictures online. But yeah, honestly, people, it just makes this was a great build a figure anyway, or build a vehicle. But yeah, that head sculpt looks really good. I don't think you'll be able to use that on the McFarlane on this. So to be fair, that head will be very vastly different. I'm trying to zoom in and see if we can find it real quick. It also sort of reveals who the villain is as well. Cute Court says, spoiler alert about the bat suit. I do apologise. But hopefully it doesn't. For me, it doesn't ruin my anticipation of the film in any means. But I do apologise if anyone's bothered. Yeah,
I got to think most people are going to see this film for Keaton Batman and for no other reason at all.
To be fair, I'm going to say that my Pimp Article custom version of Michael Keaton's head sculpt is better than this guy. Who's this guy? He looks like someone who was in a boy band in the 80s. Doesn't look like Keaton. Who's this, Jay? Who's this stranger on my screen?
We're seeing chats. I think Wolfpack saying looks like a Ray Liotta from Goodfellas, wasn't he? I think in one of the main characters in that. But no, it doesn't. I can see bits of Keaton in there. Just little
you're
bits
squinting
in
too
the
much.
cheeks. But
if I close my eyes, I can see more Michael Keaton than I can there. Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's just not good, is it? That is the downfall of McFarlane in comparison to Hasbro. And again, I'm not doing a versus thing here, but I genuinely think some of the digital face printing tech we have got is spot on to the fact where you've shrunk an actor down, and even some of the metal stuff. Like I've got, I've glue tacked him to my display because he used to fall. But where's my light? Is my light on? Come on, work. There he is. But even some of the Jurassic Park stuff is so good. Look at that. Look how good that for Raptor looks. As I'm scanning this shelf here, even the Ghostbusters stuff, like the likenesses are spot on. Look at Voldemort. To be fair, that is McFarlane.
It's McFarlane, isn't it?
But Voldemort
we've got
in
the chat. We've got a guess. Is this face sculpt looks like Billy Idol? We've got there. We've got Gordon Ramsay. I think that's a good one. That's quite a Gordon Ramsay haircut. You see, put that with your air fryer.
If someone wants to send me that figure, I'll put it in my air fryer and film what happens. I'll be one of those weird channels that goes, can it blend? Can it air fry? Someone's probably already done that. That's a thing that exists, right? Surely. That's probably a thing that exists already. Someone's beat me to that. Can it air fry? Yeah, that's a weird head sculpt, but we shall see. We'll see what happens in person. Is that the figure or is that the statue? Can't even tell.
So that's the figure. That is the gold label variant, or the however they do it. I think it'd be like a store exclusive version.
Home Dude said it looks a lot more like Val Kilmer. Disavowed Action Figure says Billy Idol. Yes, so someone suggested Billy Idol. Fortress Maximus says Billy Idol. That's Iceman. So Val Kilmer from Top Gun. I got that reference. I think it's Toddy Mac's dad, said Mike. If I close my eyes, Dan killed me. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look like maybe from really far back. Maybe. But nice try. Again, that's just one of McFarlane's areas that I think could be better. Like, but again, it's It's their style. It's their style.
It is. Todd's going to Todd. So, to be fair to Todd, I've always loved Todd. We wouldn't have a lot of these modern action figures if it wasn't for Todd. Because in the late 90s, Todd's movie Maniacs line, his Metal Gear Solid line, his Spawn line, it was quite almost revolutionary with the details you'd get in those sculpts at the time. So, he hasn't got a thing for articulation, but he's got enough money. He doesn't care. Look, I've got a signed Todd McFarlane picture over there, so I love the bloke, but he's just going to Todd. So.
You're not speaking to Dante from the Infinite Equation podcast here. Like, I don't dislike Toddy Mac, right? I like what he does and understand he's very much his own aesthetic. Like you said, he prefers aesthetic and sculpting and accuracy over other things like articulation. So that's just their style. So it is what it is at this point. Don't be mad if you spend your money on it expecting something different. You know what Todd's all about by now. And also Super Sorrel in the chat says thanks for the video idea. So you're welcome. Will it air fry soon on Super Sorrel's YouTube channel? Give them suggestions, people. Give them suggestions. Okay, so let's go back to Toy Arc, and Jay can tell me if any of this. Shall we talk about this real quick, Jay? Because I feel like
they're on the list. They're on the list. Yeah, they're on the list.
This is the first time I'm seeing this, by the way. I've genuinely not seen this yet. So, I'm turning my screen's over here, by the way, people. That's where Jay is. Like, say hello to Jay. There he is. So, if I turn my head, that's where I am. So, Biker Mice from Mars back. Okay, so we knew that already from the Nassau company, which are the same team behind the Toys That Made Us. And if you're a toy collector, I'm assuming you have already watched Toys That Made Us multiple times, as I love that shit. So I hope they do more. We don't know if they will, but we hope they do. So that's the Nassau company. So let me get this image up. So there's the image. Thank you very much, Damien. He says, Dan driving soon, but check out Holodope Toys. Dan diving soon, but check out Holodope Toys. Dan diving soon, but check out... Is this a code I've got to crack? Do you mean that Holodope Toys is streaming as well after me? That's absolutely fine. Shout out Holodope Toys. But am I driving or am I diving? I can't even read. Thank you, Damien, all the same. Thank you for confusing me. Let's go back to this. So, the Nassau Company are bringing back another super deep, old school property, Biker Mice from Mars. This was a cartoon series from the 90s, which totally vibes the era, because there was always animals as people doing stuff. Turtles, for example. There are 3 available, each with a weapon included. The 7-inch scale. Oh, okay, it's the first time hearing that. 7-inch scale. So should pair well with Super 7 and NECA figures. They know what they're doing over there. They know what they're doing. Each are retailing for around about 36 bucks with a ship date of late 2023. Oh, that's good to hear. They are available to order directly from the Nassau website now. We'll update if retailers carry the store. Okay, so we got... Okay, so 7-inch articulation, 7-inch
carded images as well.
Oh, have we? Are they on the site?
Okay. They are on retro cards.
Look at this. Okay.
Yes.
I'm in now, Jay. I'm not even.
This is where the excitement was coming from when I saw these. It's like he hasn't seen these cards yet, has he?
No, I haven't. Absolutely. Okay, now I'm in. I wanted to be in anyway. But that orange card, the story I've probably told already, so I apologise if I bore anyone. But, like, I had 3 little brothers, so I was the oldest out of all my little brothers. So, like, when a birthday come along and stuff, I'd always try and convince my brothers to like what I like, so they would get toys and presents that I also wanted. So, like, I convinced my brother, it was probably about his 9th birthday, I'm not even going to lie, and I convinced him, I was like, look, you love Biker Mice from Mars, you want everything Biker Mice from Mars. And I remember coming downstairs one day, for his birthday, and my mum used to leave all the presents in a pile, so that when we come down after in the morning, that we were surprised with this big pile of gifts. And everything he opened was in the orange packaging, so he had all the Biker Mice, he had all the bikes. So I just remember that morning coming down to loads of orange packaging, and that will forever stay in my brain. So super nostalgic, hits me in that sweet spot. Mondo was my favourite, absolutely he was. He had the robot arm, but we got all of them here. So I'm sure articulation will be limited, but I'm not a posing freak when it comes to stuff like this. For me, I might even just keep these on card, and it's all about that nostalgic attachment to the characters. The cartoon was pretty good. I like the cartoon. Only maybe 1 or 2 seasons. It didn't last too long. But yeah, Jay, I know you were really excited about these, so the floor is yours, my friend. I'm curious, who's your favourite as well?
He's on the screen right now. It's Vinny.
There he is. Yeah.
Vinny was my favourite. I am so excited for these. If I could choose the most wanted action figure line to come back, it was Biker Mice from Mars. because I had but I had loads of the figures as a kid. I had the bikes, I had play sets.
The fish face villain guy, whoever he was.
Yeah,
I can't remember
Lawrence
Yeah.
Limburger, I think he was called. Yeah, and they were all the fish they were fighting from a different planet, and
sorry.
it was so strange.
Prophet's asking where the pikes are, but we'll come to that in a second. Carry on, Jay.
I believe they said to answer that they are coming. They're just not coming right yet.
They're not doing the mice without the bikes. No way.
They'll do them as long as these sell. So if you want the bikes, let's get these bought. So, this is so nostalgic for me. It's literally so cool to see them on the screen. I use them in all sorts of different. I didn't usually mix a lot of toys as a kid, but I did with these. I pretended Vinny was a wrestler for some reason.
Okay.
So he was in my wrestling sort of federation. He was supposed to be gold dust
bouts?
in my head. He did, yeah. He's been Intercontinental Champion before. I can tell you that.
In the J Fig Fed, he was the Intercontinental champ. Nice. Fair play, Vinny.
And there was a big greasy dude on a bike, one of the villains with a massive chin, and he was in my football. I had a David Beckham doll, and I used to play football, and he was the goalkeeper. So I know it's absolutely madness. So I've just got these random memories of biker mice because literally nothing to do with the show, literally because I was playing with them. So it's just so cool to see them.
I am now googling David Beckham doll. I'm not going to lie. I need to see.
There's a 12-inch. I had a Peter Schmeichel as well eventually. So I am a United fan for anybody out there ever California Red Devils around. It's just a nostalgia. It's just pure nostalgia, this line, and the fact that they're 7-inch scale and they will scale with my Super 7 because I am quite deep on Super 7 cartoon from Thundercats.
Is that what you had?
Yeah. We just move the chat so I can have a look. Is that what I had? Yes, that's what I had. Yeah, it was like an Action Man. It was a bendable knees. It was like seamless. It was genuinely seamless.
It was the future. The future of action figures.
Technology in the mid-90s.
The future of action figures. Look at that. Eric Alfred Abel showing some love. Gifted a channel membership. Thank you very much, Eric Alfred Abel, spreading that love here in March. And it has gone to Ducky McQuackerson. That's not even a name I've seen. That's a new name. So that must be a lurker. Someone has been lurking. Ducky McQuackerson. You are lurking. You've got to be watching the stream to be gifted a channel membership. So we have just had a lurker exposed, people. It is Ducky McQuackerson, who was in the... To be fair, you're on the right channel if you like ducks. But please, Ducky McQuackerson, come out here. Reveal yourself. With like stars of your eyes style. Congratulations. Please make sure you send a special thank you to the bum emoji liker, it seems, Eric Alfred Abel. Eric, he knows I love him, and he also supports the channel very much so thank you very much. It is a good emoji, Eric, for this channel, isn't it? Like, Eric knows it's a very appropriate emoji for this channel, and he likes using it. Feel free, if you're a channel member, you can use it as well. So now, Ducky McQuackerson, you can also use the bum pirate emoji, because we just love toys around here, all right? We don't care what you call us. We love toys.
He can use the duck emoji, the duck race.
You can use the duck emoji. I can see Phil Jones popping in here with some duck logos. That ain't you. You ain't got another account, have you, Phil? This isn't another variant Phil, because Phil's got about 18 accounts. So yeah, it may be Phil. It may be Phil. Who knows? But there you go. Thank you very much, Eric Alfred Abel. And that's enough screen time for you, David Beckham. Back to the Biker Mice from Mars. So are you going to keep these on card, Jay, or open these up? You're an opener, ain't you?
Right, I'll definitely open them up. I've already got an empty shelf ready and waiting, because when they killed off the Marvel 375 line, that went from a double cube to a single cube in the collection. So now I've got a full double cube available. So I've got room for the bikes, the figures, the villains. So I hope they go deep. They are sculpted, I'm assuming, by David Vonner, formerly of Marvel Legends, who does work for the Nacelle company. They have said they're going to do a new animated series. This is going to be a shared universe, because I think they're doing the RoboForce figures, and they have acquired some other classic licenses. So they're going to do their own sort of multiverse, and the Nacelle company sort of toys that made us multiverse. So I expect other lines to come to join the Biker Mice.
It says fully articulated.
Hopefully they come to the UK.
Yeah, they say fully articulated. So I'm trying to figure where the points of articulation are. It seems like a waist swivel, shoulder joint, no bicep swivel. Is that a single elbow? It seems like a single elbow. Maybe double knees, no boot swivel, it seems. So I do think articulation will be limited. But to be fair, the target audience they're selling these to, I think, may just have that nostalgia factor. They may not be the crazy ACBA guys that we have in the community these days. So again, maybe you are one and you would like it to be more articulated, but again, for me, it's about having that physical representation of the thing I love in a modern action figure format. That's what I love having. So I love the option, and again, it's an option. You don't have to buy them if you don't want them. But I think I'm in on these. The retro cards sold me, Jay. You probably knew that already, but
I did when I saw that. I was thinking they're more kind of aimed at the Super 7 collector, I would say, the nostalgic collector that isn't too bothered about articulation, because clearly there's no torso articulation from that. But hopefully they come to the UK retailers. I know the RoboForce has eventually come to the UK, so they're $36. I think they're retailing for at the moment. They went up.
Considering they're the same scale as Super 7, they don't come with many accessories, granted, but Super 7 go for like 50, 55. So, figure, like, there's some Super 7 figures that I'd take without the accessories if I could get cheaper. Do you know what I mean? So, there you go. Not bad at all. The retro card will be very nice to see him put in physical form, but a 7-inch retro card would be pretty impressive as well. So, yeah, looking good. Just looking at the chat real quick. Mini Plastic Multiverse says, Batmobile has sold out in the UK at present, was gone within a few hours, but not all our retailers stock McFarlane. Yeah, so Jay's already spotted that already. Like, it sold out quick everywhere. So, clearly people want it. Cloud says, neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist, waist, hips, knees, ankle, toes, knees and toes, neck, shoulders, elbow, wrist, hips, knees, ankle, toes, whatever the rest of that song is. Okay, let's go back out. Shout out Toy Arc as always. Right, let's have a scroll. So, what else have we got on here, Jay? What else shall we talk about here?
We've got a few new. There's a Marvel Legends pre-order, wasn't there, going up today? You've just gone by,
yeah,
and a Star Wars one, I think, as well. The Tuscan.
So real
Book
quick,
of Boba Fett.
We've talked about this already, so not too much to say. But it's Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum. I've gone up for pre-order. The price point for a 2-pack is like 40. I think it was 45 on Pulse. Let's go to Pulse real quick and have a little look-see. Which I know.
I think it's 50 on Pulse and a bit cheaper on the UK retailers at about 46.
Okay, so I'll be going to the UK retailers for this one as usual to save myself those pennies. There it is. Yeah, 50 quid on Pulse. You know me, I'm happy to add new characters to the shelf. So at some point, I will add these to my collection. Will it be while they're full price? Who knows? Not currently though, so I will wait. But I do want these to my shelf for sure. Absolutely. Shout out Queen Comments as well. I've just seen in the chat. Sorry if I missed any comments from earlier. Let me scroll up to see if I catch it, actually. So I think I did. There we go. Queen Comments earlier on said, greetings, Dan, from your friendly neighborhood comic shop. Hope you're having a terrific day. See what he did there? Puns. Today, my friend, I only pre-ordered the Star Wars Black Series clone Jesse figure. Nice. Okay, so we'll talk about that. So shout out Queen Comments. Queen Comics in the chat, always showing some love. He says, I have a ton of the Batman stuff on order at my comic shop. There you go, Queen. Queen Comics, you are in the US, right? I always assume that you're in the US, but please, drop your links to your website and I will happily show the world, absolutely, or show who's watching the stream. The world watching? Oh, 140 people in the world are watching. That's always fun. Okay, so there's that. And there's also the Star Wars reveal, which is the Tusken Raider, like... Is that Black Series scale or Vintage Collection?
That one is Black Series. So I think that was like the Tusken tribe leader from Boba Fett, hence all the different colours and everything.
That's pretty cool, because we've got a lot of the army builders, ain't we? So it's nice to have a leader now for the army builders.
Again, I think UK retailers were short supplied on that one. I've seen a lot of Facebook posts from Star Action Figures because Pulse put it up.
It's Wayne at it again.
So Wayne has been on again on that one.
Wayne's not happy. If Wayne's not happy, you're going to hear about it. And that one's the Vintage Collection as well. So that's
the Vintage one. Yeah.
I don't think people... What's the people's consensus on this? Because again, I'm out the loop. Do people like this? Not like this? At least it's not carbonised version.
No, I've not seen a lot of comments on it. It's something I'll probably pick up if it gets reduced down the line. I'm trying not to buy everything Star Wars. We have actually missed one of the Star Wars from today, from the Walmart Collecticon, that is on Pulse. Okay. We have missed Jesse, one of the 501st clone commanders, one of the ARC troopers.
There he is.
There he is, that's him. With the sort of cog tattoo.
This is Black Series scale as well, then?
That is Black Series, yeah. That is today's Walmart Collecticon item.
So this will go very nicely with, I assume, Rex, who we've already had in this uniform. We've had 2 different versions, I think, but I don't have him. I'm not really a Star Wars clone guy, so I can't go deep here. But there you go. I always think I think the Vintage Collection gets spoiled with their figures. and the 6-inch like you have to play the long game. So it's always nice to expand that. Again, this is the type of thing Brandon would have talked about if he was here. But what are we on?
Yeah,
this is episode 9AB, I think. Episode 9AB.
This is 9AB, and this is a
9AB.
random special. I'm sure he's in on Jesse. I think the most I can add, I don't think his helmet's exactly accurate. The white bit that's coming down the forehead is too low. It shouldn't be covering up all the circle. It should be higher. So I don't think the helmet's fully accurate from my limited knowledge of Clone Wars. I haven't finished watching all the animated series yet. There's so many bloody episodes.
Brandon's going to be mad. Greg in the chat saying Dan makes Brandon sad not knowing his clones. Yeah, look, I know it's Rex's mate because they wear blue. But yeah, my bad. I genuinely don't know what I'm talking about. I know it's from Star Wars, though. I can tell you that much. There was a war in the stars at some point, and this guy was involved. Maybe he's a clone. That's as much as I can tell you. Shout out Brandon, though. Go and ask Brandon. Brandon will tell you. Okay, so there's that. Let's go back. Let's get rid of the Bicomice from Mars. We like you, but let's go back. Okay, so I'm just scrolling here. I have to shout out for Cloud. I can see Cloud in the chat, right? So let me just pause on this real quick, just to let her know. And also Trevor, 16 Shooter, if you're watching, we're on the replay or whatever it may be. All right, I'm liking what I see here. I know they did a Manny Faces tribute for the Four Horsemen con later this year, but there's also this guy who looks very lizard-like. No,
this is also a tribute, isn't it? This is a Whiplash tribute from Masters of the Universe.
It makes sense. California Red Devil put on screen. He says that Beckham figure was the tits. Of course he pops up for the David Beckham action figure. I don't know if his profile picture can give it away, but I bet you he had that. I bet he had the Shawn Michael as well. He says that Beckham figure with the tits. About time we classed up this place a bit. He says also, who is this Brandon you speak of? Yeah, it's been 9 episodes and people have already forgot the guy. Poor bastard. It's that time. Shout out Brandon, whoever you are. It's a mystery. Okay, so speak to me about this again. You said, so this is a tribute of Whiplash from the...
Masters of the Universe, yeah. Masters of the Universe Whiplash, a big lizard thing with a whippy tail. He's just been done in the Masters of the Universe Origins, but this is the Cosmic Legions tribute, I am assuming. This is part of the...
Mythic Legions did Masters of the Universe tributes, didn't they? Because there was that guy that was like all Flot. There was that owl type guy, or that badger type guy, or whatever he is.
Yeah, the Mythic Legions have done loads of Motu tributes because Four Horsemen themselves used to sculpt Masters of the Universe back in the sort of 2000X days, I believe. And then I don't know if they did classics as well. I'm assuming they sculpted Masters of the Universe classics. So they've always been paying tribute to their earlier work. So there's loads of Motu tributes. And there's a Manny Faces version that's just gone up as well in the Cosmic Legions, which is going to be another PowerCon tribute with PowerCon coming up later this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can have a quick look for that real quick while we're talking about it. Where's my search bar? There it is. Yeah, I want to get some Cosmic Legions for sure. Absolutely. We're just waiting for Wave 1 to actually physically hit. Here's the Many Faces one we were talking about. That green one did look like the orange guy from Wave 1 of Cosmic Legions, to be fair. So I do think some of these tributes are purposely a bit of reuse with some new parts, and I think that's intentionally done because these are not for everyone.
That's how they build the line on Mythic Legions. It's all interchangeable parts. You can pop and swap all the bits and make your own characters up. So 16 Shooter's taught me a lot watching some of his streams since I started collecting them in about October. So
the Legions Lounge every Monday night if you're a Legions fan. Sorry. I did tell them they're allowed to use the name Legions and Liquor if they wanted to. I wouldn't sue. It's available for anyone who wants it. But there you go. So a couple of Mythic Legions. I make a promise, all right? And I make a promise to Cloud if she's still watching. I promise in 2023 I will have a Cosmic Legion, all right? And I will review it on the channel, okay? I'll make it happen. I do want to get in and dabble, but I do feel that it'd be a dangerous slippery slope as well. But the Cosmic, it's more my vibe for sure.
Mythics is definitely a slippery slope. I've just done my Necronominous Wave pre-order. That was £400 worth of skeletons I've basically pre-ordered. Luckily, they don't come out for another year, so I haven't got to pay for a while. But
what my plan is, Jay, right? So I dabble in the Star Wars stuff as well, and thanks to shout out Damien in the chat who helped me get a Jabba the Hutt, and I've recently got the Cantina band when they were on sale, etc. And I have all the bounty hunters. So in my head, I want to build a Star Wars display when I have the room, and my display is yes, I have a Luke and a Han and all the main characters, just one representation. But I want it to be like a mishmash of just aliens and bounty hunters and nobody. And that's where I like just slip in a couple of Cosmic Legions in that display as like a little Easter egg and whatever. And I don't know, maybe that's how I'm seeing these, is that I can just dabble and just sort of put them in as aliens or something in a display, maybe. So we shall see. But yeah, the line looks good anyway. I'm excited to see what it is in hand. So I'm just scrolling some more indie stuff. So if you like to see Indiana Jones in suits, then you're gonna have loads of figures for that for sure. What's on your list, Jay?
What's on my list? Let's consult the list. Mezco have dropped pre-orders for Prune Face. There's a lot of images there. If you go on Mezco, you will see Prune Face, and there's a lot of accessories.
Okay, let me bounce.
I teased one of these accessories earlier for anybody that was paying attention. So
Mezco. So it's on the actual Mezco website, yeah?
You can go on the Mezco website, yeah.
There he is.
There's about 20 images. Scroll to the last couple, and then you'll find all the accessories and everything in there. But...
Okay, so that's Prune Face.
Look at this wrinkly bastard, isn't he great? Look at that.
It's like an old Thanos. It's like Thanos is like part human and just got really old because he's got the Thanos chin on lock. Yeah, it's so wrinkly.
It's beautiful. It's so good.
Such a wrinkly. What's his? Do you know, like every supervillain has like a comic origin story? Is his comic origin story he just stayed in the bath too long under the water like this, and just pruned up, and then came out and was like, do you know when your fingers get all pruned after staying in the bath too long? But he did it with his face, and he came out and went, "No, I am Prune Face." And is that his origin?
I don't know. I just thought he was old and wrinkly. Okay. I think California Red Devils summed him up well. Ballsack face. You can't beat that. Okay.
Well, I think I've invented the origin for him, so you're welcome to have that, Dick Tracy.
We've got the chat going now. Mini Plastic Multiverse. Cannot wait for these Dick Tracy figures.
Well, people want to talk about Dick, Jay. Look, if people want to talk about Dick, I'm not going to stop them. Feel free. If you want to talk about Dick in the chat, look, I don't judge. Up to you.
There is a great one of these shots does say in the corner, Dick not included. So
does it? So what accessories am I going to? You going to any of these? Are you excited about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is the gas mask I was teasing earlier. So you can have.
Say that.
You got the gas mask, you got the grenades, you got the effects. But the thing I'm excited about, the bloody typewriter. I don't know what I'm going to do with a typewriter, but a 1/12 scale typewriter.
You have to build a desk.
Yeah.
Do IKEA do 1/12 scale furniture?
They might do. I'm sure somebody makes it out there.
They used to do little chairs. I used to hang my coats on them. So they definitely did little chairs. Someone's going to know what I'm on about, surely.
It just looks so good, and there's so many accessories. And for Mezco, this one isn't too badly priced. It's the sort of standard sort of £90 Mezco. It isn't jacked up like some of the other ones that comes with all this stuff. You do get the overcoat. And I'm sure this can be used for loads of customs out there. That's why I was thinking this is a good one to talk about. Because if you just take the Prune Face head off and interchange the hands, you've got a complete suited body.
Yeah.
I've heard people say Professor X, that would be a good custom to use it for in the brown suit and everything. So definite custom fodder. That's the one, Dick not included.
Is that down there? Oh yeah, Dick not included. Cute Cool in the chat says he drank too much prune juice. So that was his origin. Yeah, he's definitely old man Thanos, angry on his typewriter, stayed in the bath too long. Yeah, okay, here's a weird... Again, I don't know anything about Dick Tracy. I know that Madonna was an action figure once, though, because she was the one hidden behind the face. I know the history there, but in regards to... I never know who this guy is.
I hope they go further with the line and we do get some other villains. So the Dick Tracy's coming in a 2-pack with Flat Top, another unique-looking villain. They're all very unique-looking characters. You've got the Blank that you've mentioned there with no face. So
did I spoil it for everybody? Oh, sorry, my bad, everyone.
You've ruined the entire thing.
Oh, no, how old is this? My bad.
It's all right. It's only 33 years old, I think, that particular film. There's Mumbles, who again I think was also played. I think he was played by Dustin Hoffman, going way back to the start of the stream there with the references. They are very unique designs, and I think Mezco just nailed them. So hopefully they will do more.
Okay. So there's Pruneface. What else is on your list? While you're thinking about that, I'll just show this once again for California Red Devil. There you go, California Red
On my
Devil.
list, I suppose we should go to the WWE Ultimate Eddie Guerrero that was announced for Walmart.com from that first super chat of the evening.
TG. All right, let's go to. Let me find a decent image of this. Okay, a little bit wrestling news here.
Major wrestling figure podcasts, their Instagram had images of everything that was dropped. I don't know where else.
Of course they do. That's genuinely one of my favourite podcasts to listen to. Right, I've got it. TNI Toy News. JC to the rescue. Thank you, JC. Found him. There he is. Look at that.
There he is.
Latino Heat. What's his dance? I can't do it. I don't want to.
Well, that's a...
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. We're embarrassing ourselves here, aren't we? Our Latino dancing.
Yeah, Latino Heat. Yeah, I was watching wrestling at the time. He was with China and just stuff like that. So definitely fond of Eddie Guerrero for sure. I love the Radicals and Dean Malenko and obviously Chris Benoit, but that's all we shall say about him. So yeah, but anyway, figure form, absolutely would love an ultimate Eddie Guerrero for the shelf. You're in on this, right? Is this one you're going to open though, or is this a display on the wall? Because ultimates, you have rules.
For me, at the moment, I've just pre-ordered one, and it will be for the wall.
Okay.
Because they have done this outfit before, many moons ago. I think this is like Elite Series 5. So you're talking about 2011 for that.
And your wrestling knowledge is deep. So do you know what the attire is too? What event it is?
It's No Way Out 2004, I think. It's when Eddie beat Brock for the title.
Nice.
I'm sure that's his. And he does that in the crowd with the celebration that we were just doing. That's why it comes with the undisputed version of the WWE title and the hands to do that.
That's my era of the title, by the way, because I was watching all the time when it was that bout, when Brock first jumped on the scene and The Rock and... I love the Scarface tribute as well in the t-shirts.
In the poster. Yeah. It's a very famous outfit for Eddie, because I'm saying it short is when he won the title. Sasha Banks has also worn her own cosplay version of this at WrestleMania, so it is a big outfit, so it is a big one to get, I think, for the wrestling fans out there to have it in the Ultimate Edition, but it is Walmart exclusive, which means over here in the UK it's not released, so luckily we've got a good retailer that does some importing. So there is a second one. There is a Rey Mysterio as well. This is also an Ultimate Edition.
Okay, it was about time they got to Rey. Is that the Rey Mysterio Elite? But is that the Ultimate?
That's the Ultimate. It comes with the headdress. There is another image somewhere of the sort of the sort of Aztec headdress I think he was wearing again when he won the title at Mania 22. I think it was in the triple threat match.
I think there's only going to be maybe one or two other people that would spot if you were wrong in that situation. You could say any date and people would believe you at this point. Okay, so
Jamie has confirmed in the chat. Yeah, it was 2004.
There you go. See,
we're out for Eddie. So there we are.
There'll be a few people. There's a few people.
We're spitting facts tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so there's some wrestling stuff. Again, we don't often talk about wrestling stuff, but in regards to collecting, I have literally a pile taller than me of AEW figures I've just not opened yet. Sort of buying one of the people I like on the roster. I always fantasy, when it comes to action figures for wrestling, I always fantasy build my own roster. So I only buy the figures the characters or the wrestlers that I would like in my own little fantasy roster type thing. So it's a bit of a mishmash, but I do have WWE, even WF, and obviously some AEW. But I wouldn't mix them. That's crazy talk. They're separate displays.
Crazy talk.
But I haven't got them displayed anywhere. They're just in boxes, and it's such a shame because I'm still buying, but I'm buying. Like, I've got a whole collection of Ultimates. Like, I've even got that Rock Ultimate that's going for like over £200. Probably not for much longer, but I do have it. And I just, even though it's not on display, I still can't bring myself to sell these things because in my head, just like that Star Wars display I talked about, one day I'm going to have a big enough place to display a wrestling WWE, a Star Wars, a fucking this, and a this, and a this, and a this. So one day, Jay, one day.
They have to kick Amanda out into a different room or something.
One day, I'll try. But if you do want to see a wrestling display, including multiple rings, then Jay, tell them where they can go.
You can come to me at Jay's_Toy Collection UK on YouTube. I've got hundreds and probably not thousands of wrestling figures. I started years ago with the Jacks Classic Superstars. Super chat coming.
Beautiful.
Jerry donated $4.99.
Thank you.
Use this to buy a drink for the working man and celebrate Austin 316 Day.
Thank you very much, Jerry. He says, use this to buy a drink for the working man and celebrate Austin 316 Day. To be fair, it's only 316 Day to Americans, because in the UK, it's 1603. So it's like, because we do it the opposite way around. So if you're in America, it is Austin Day, and I will gladly drink to that. I don't have 2 cans I can smash and pour all over me right now, but I will definitely take a sip to that, Jerry.
We could sink ourselves.
There you go. Pow. Someone smash some glass quick. Nathan with a super chat. Thank you very much, Nathan. Let Friday read that.
Nathan Tolan donated £4.99. I need to know why they made Eddie an exclusive. Loudly crying. Him and Cody are the ones I want to get. Might need to get the Elite One # new undisputed champ.
Eddie Guerrero and who did he say there? Let me have a look. What is it? Sorry, my chat's just dropped. Eddie Guerrero and Cody would be an epic match, by the way. So thank you very much, Nathan, for the super chat. We appreciate you, Nathan. He says, I need to know why they made Eddie an exclusive. Him and Cody are the ones I want to get. Might need to get the Elite One. New undisputed champ. Eddie Guerrero and Cody Rhodes would be an epic match, by the way. Shame it will never happen. I did pre-order the Cody Rhodes Ultimate that went up on the Metal Creations when it went up, and I've also got the Supreme from the AEW days as well, so I do have a couple of good Codys. I think I will be in on this Eddie, to be fair. In regards to Cody Elite, did you get the Cody Elite, Jay?
I got the Cody Ultimate Edition from Mattel Creations.
That's the one. Sorry,
definitely pre-ordered. If you want a Cody Elite, Smiths have literally got it in stock today. I just looked. Series 101 Cody is in stock for home delivery. And if you want Eddie, I would suggest Rock and Roll Collectibles in the UK is where I get a lot of my wrestling from. They're really quite good. So they do the importing, but it will cost you about £50 or so for Eddie because it's imported.
But do they ship to Northern Ireland? Because that's where
always is. Oh yeah, that's where you might come into a bit of trouble.
I'm on the Smith's website. I'm going to Google Cody real quick and see if he comes up. There he is. Rarely go to Smith's here on the Dan Who channel, but it is a toy shop in the UK. Here we have Cody, the 101 series. That's the recent Elite, which they say it's a new head sculpt because the basic series had an old head sculpt, but this one I think is new. And this tattoo is more accurate than the AEW one, if I remember correctly. But anyway, you have your options for Cody's. I think Smiths must deliver to Northern Ireland because they're Irish, right? I swear they are. So there you go.
They got a separate website in Ireland, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Nathan, and thank you, Jerry, as well. Much appreciated. But yes, in the UK, it is actually 16-3 because we do the day, date, and month the right way round, I would say. Because surely you want to know what day it is before you know what month it is. But the Americans want to know what month it is before they know what day it is.
I think it's only America that does it the other way. I think the whole world does it the other way around. So, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm sure there's people from all sorts of countries in the chat.
I've nothing but love to my American friends, but why do they choose to do everything different? They're like, oh, you drive on that side of the road? We'll drive on the other side of the road then. Oh, you have the day and month that way round? Well, fine. We'll do it the other way round. Like, we're in a competition. You're allowed to do it the same way too. You took our language. I'm joking. That's a stupid comment. My point is still the same. Still valid. Okay, anything else on the list, Jay?
Anything else on the list? I've seen there's the Kickstarter. There's the Wall XD Kickstarter from High School Creations.
Yeah, shout out High School Creations. Yeah, shout out High School Creations, absolutely. Let me see if I can get that up real quick. I think I tweeted about it. He does want to come on the stream and talk about it, which I will absolutely get him to do for sure. It's just always awkward it's always awkward with my US friends trying to get them on because our time difference always messes up streams. But no, we can absolutely get him on. I definitely shared it, so I know I've got a link here somewhere. Here he is. Here's the handsome fella. There he is. Look how happy he is to launch his Kickstarter. So shout out High School Creations. He has got the Wall XD Kickstarter up right now. Now, unfortunately, the reality is if you're in the UK, international, you do have to pay a little bit more for shipping. But that's just the reality of it. So I know that's a few people have messaged me about that. But it's just the way it is, unfortunately. But he's doing really well. Literally, is he funded already? He's going to fund very soon.
He was close this morning. I think he's even in the chat, actually. I think he's in the chat.
Oh, there he is. There he is. So he is literally... This is going to fund, tomorrow. You're good. You are golden. So you can order this in confidence that this is going to happen. And like, people go crazy for the NECA wall. Do you know the NECA Street diorama? Like, that goes for a pretty penny in the aftermarket. I think NECA themselves are reissuing it. This is your solution, people. This is so much more modular than that. Like, that is a big, hefty thing. You got to build it a certain way. This is the way you want to go if you want an instant diorama in your display, for sure. Alright, so I can't play the sound, unfortunately, but you can have a quick look there. So yes, please go and check out the Kickstarter. I'll drop the link in the chat right now. But honestly, read it and see it for yourself. Like, the pictures, the images, do all the speaking for me. It's a modular diorama piece where you can buy different sections. There's different areas of the Kickstarter as well. And you can pick what you want back and essentially start building out your own diorama piece. Completely modular. I think the first piece as well fits like perfectly in a DTOF as well, which I think people appreciate.
I like these corner pieces.
Look at that scene though. Look at that scene you can create though, right? You can literally create a street. Like, I've said this on the channel many times, like, when I retire, I'm not going to be an old man with a train track. I'm going to be an old man with a 1/12 scale diorama city, and I'm building out the city with all my Marvel Legends and da-da-da-da. And something like this would be absolutely perfect. So let me drop the link in the chat real quick for people. But shout out High School Creations. He's one of the good guys in the community, absolutely. Part of the enablers with Toying Around. Shout out Kevin and all of those guys. So nothing but love. I'll drop the link in the chat for you. Please go and check this out, people. Support some good people in the community doing good stuff, because this is something that people want. And for some reason, toy companies are not doing it. So support someone who is making that happen. Fill in those gaps in the collection. Looks good, doesn't it, Jay? Is this something that you'd like in your collection?
Yes, it would. It's just the shipping, which I say is not what you can do that's put me off ordering, because that looks so good in the DTOF. And I was literally thinking the DTOF's right behind me. I was watching the ACBA podcast, and Fabio was saying he's bought 6 of them to go on top of his Mezco DTOFs. And I think if you can unlock, I think the angled sort of side pieces are going to be one of the unlocked stretch goals, and you can always make a whole street out of that. And I'd love to see maybe roofs or something added on in the future, and you could build this up. But yeah, it's such a cool looking thing.
100%. This is, like, as I said, like, High School Creations put this out to sort of gauge interest, like to gauge like what would the community be interested in this. And obviously, I think he's going to fund any day now, or like probably tomorrow. Great way to start the weekend. Like, that's going to give him the answer he wants it. And like, this is just going to be the start, I think, of many more ideas. If you follow this guy on YouTube anyway, you already know how good he is at building dioramas as it is. So if he can implement this in a modular way, which is more accessible to the community and sort of like manufactured, because obviously we all know building dios like individually it's a piece of art. It's time consuming work. Like I think your boys got toys was showing off a really good clockwork diorama on Legends and Liquor on the weekend, and we were all like, it's super impressive. So this is like a sort of, because I think this is going to be like factory made. And again, High School Creation, please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but like, he's going to get it all factory made, all properly done. And yeah, this is the start of
factory made in the USA, I think he was saying. So it is going to be, so we can then go to the factory and obviously check how it's going and everything. So it seems a really, really cool looking project.
Yeah, and look at the ad. Like, even just, I know we don't really have ACs in the UK because it's freezing, by the way. Like, yeah, we need heaters for us in the UK. But even just the accessory add-ons are endless. Do you know what I mean? Like, and because it's a street scene, anything that pops up in the street, like, I'd love a phone box. Do you know what I mean? Like a diorama phone box that you can put on the street corner or something like that, or even a post box or just nonsense like that. But yeah, look at that with a car in between as well. So like, again, the world is your oyster, people. Go crazy. Yeah, manufactured, made, hand, paint, finish. There you go. Made in the USA as well. I swear that's a song. Absolutely, yeah. Nothing but love. Nothing but love for High School Creations. Looks really good. And yeah, absolutely. This, look at that. He's going to fund tomorrow for sure. Absolutely. It's got to be. So there you go. Show some love, people, if you're interested. Due 2024. But again, you know how these things work. It's a Kickstarter. You're supporting someone to get off the ground, and then they're off running. Do you know what I mean? So absolutely go for it. Yeah, it looks really, really good. Craig in the chat says it looks great. High School Creations, love the idea. It looks great. Yeah, absolutely. So All good. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for High School Creation being in the chat. By the way, High School Creations, if you are available next Thursday at this time, you can pop on, even if it's for a half an hour segment, come on and talk about yourself. At that point, we'll probably all be popping a bottle in celebration of the Kickstarter being successfully funded, or even a Legends and Liquor one Sunday. If you want to come on, talk about it yourself, because again, I'm rambling, but your knowledge on this obviously is going to be all the details people want. So yeah, High School Creations, they're the open invitation if you are available either on a Thursday that I stream or the Sunday for Legends and Liquor. Absolutely, my friend, come and share this with the world. I think you're doing great stuff. Absolutely. Okay, Jay, anything else on the list? I feel like we're just working through this list here now, so I'm good. I feel good.
I'm doing well. What else have we got on this? I wrote gargoyles down. They're kind of last week, but this week there's been quite a lot of pre-orders, but we've kind of covered those.
Yeah, we talked about them. We talked about them in Legends and Liquor. Yeah, we did that in Legends and Liquor. Good.
What else have we got on here? Storm Collectibles have dropped a picture today of Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat. So that was on their Instagram. I saw.
Instagram. Okay, so we want Storm Collectibles Instagram. Okay, so we'll look at that. And that can be the last bit of news for today, if that's all good with you, Jay. Unless there's something else instead.
There is nothing pressing. I've seen some photos of SH Figure Arts, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that look quite good. But that's
spoiler alert.
Pretty much. If
that figure turns up, I will be doing a review of that. Thank you to a special someone in the community that shall remain nameless. You know who you are. So yeah, I will be doing a review of that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man when it turns up. Absolutely. So that will happen on the channel. You heard it here first. Okay, so I think this is the image you are referring to. Sorry, it's small, but it's Instagram on the web. So this
is it, the image, yeah.
Nightwolf Mortal Kombat, right? Oh, hang on one second. Doom Customs, back at it. Doom Customs, you are too good to me.
Donated $25. Unbelievable US hating today. Winking face, you guys are killing it as always. Thanks, gents.
He says, unbelievable, US hating today, you guys are killing it as always. Thanks, gents. Yeah, and why do you call trousers pants as well, you weirdos? Come on now. It's not how it works. Underpants, trousers. Not pants and pants. That's just confusing. It's also an elevator, an escalator. It's a lift or whatever. We could go on for days. But we shan't. Instead, I'll throw it to Jay to talk about Nightwolf. But thank you, Doom Customs. We love you.
Nightwolf, another essential character from Mortal Kombat. One of my favourite characters to play in Mortal Kombat trilogy. I hope you'll get some sort of effect like you see here with the green as he dashes across the screen and it leaves with shadows. So they are really good Storm at adding in loads of accessories. So hopefully that is one. They are ridiculously slow at rolling things out though. I've been collecting this Mortal Kombat line now for about 4 or 5 years and we're still nowhere near complete. We haven't got a single female character yet either. So, but they're great looking figures, Storm Collectibles. If you haven't had them in hand, their articulation's really good and the plastic quality is really good on them, but they are just a little bit slow.
I was listening to everything you said, but a comment caught my attention and it's made me very confused because I sort of think he's right. Fortress Maximus says, why aren't underpants called under trousers? Can't call them underpants unless they go under pants, ? He may have got us on that one, to be fair.
He might have us on a technicality there, I suppose. There was
I'm confused. I'm confused. Like, he's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. Maybe
we've been done in. We've got a couple of Nightwolf lovers though in the chat. Greg Fenstad and the Wolfpack are both in on this Nightwolf, it seems.
It looks great, absolutely. But I think at this point, Jada Toys are going to get more Street Fighter figures out in a shorter space of time than these guys have done with Mortal Kombat, unfortunately. Unless you want one of the many repaints they have out there. As I swear you can get what's the ninja guy called? He's in every colour, right? You can get a rainbow of them, surely.
You can get Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile.
Yeah.
They're all in different colours.
Yeah.
If you were a Mortal Kombat kid back in the early 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. The chat, I'm confused. Compulsive Collector says, sorry, we improved the language of yours. Yeah, I tease, by the way. By the way, everything I say is in jest. I love you. I love you all.
Do we call them underpants, though? Technically, I don't think we do. I think we call them underwear.
Yeah, we say underwear. Like, I'm not wearing any, so it doesn't matter. I don't call them anything, clearly. Go Commando.
That's one for the ladies.
Yeah, the all 0.2% of my analytics that say. Is anyone out there? I don't think Cloud's interested, bless her. Gotta go, mates. Great stream, guys. Thank you very much, The Fossil. We will see you on the next one. Don't worry, we're disappearing in a sec ourselves. Don't you worry. But there you go. I wanted to make sure we hit everything on Jay's list because I've been out of the loop with toy news this week for the reasons I said at the start. So I was happy to have this distraction today to just go through the toy news in real time, and just discuss some stuff. And again, as always, there's always toy stuff to talk about. Absolutely always. And again, shout out Doing Customs for that super chat. But I do love my American friends. You know I do. My channel is more American than US, to be completely honest. But the US is 50 times bigger than the UK. It's probably more than 50 times bigger than the UK. Because I could swear you can fit England and Texas, and more so. Yeah. So yeah, so there you go. What is a kilt? That's always confused me, says Cute Cool. So a kilt is basically a skirt, but it's traditional Scottish attire, I guess is the most polite way I can put it. Would I be wrong in saying that, Jay?
It would be traditional Scottish attire, of course, made famous in wrestling, to bring it back to toys, by Roddy Piper, who we saw a figure of earlier today.
You could, in the retro, in their Superstars line, right? Yeah, I've seen that. That's a kilt. So a kilt is a male skirt or a female kilt. You can have a female kilt.
We have sparked a full underwear debate here in the chat. I've got underwear versus underpants versus boxers versus bring toys to work. I don't know. It's all going on.
Yeah. So again, that's Fortress Maximus's fault. He did make a good point. He said, "Where's bring toys to work?" Yeah, Michael will watch on the replay. He will catch us on the replay, and maybe he will help us answer this question. Underwear or under trousers? We definitely don't call them under trousers. That's for sure. It's the girl one that always confused me, because in the American they call them panties, which I don't like that word. It makes me cringe. I'm like, panties. But to be fair, in the UK they say knickers, which is just stupid. It just makes me laugh. So that's another weird topic for sure.
Shall I just ask the missus, what do you call your pants, dear?
Yeah.
Call them pants, dear.
What did you think?
She calls them pants.
What did you think about the under trousers? Should we be calling them under trousers?
Would you prefer we call them under trousers or underwear? She likes underwear. Okay, underwear. Can confirm from Cheeky Monkey there.
But to be fair, because a girl might be wearing a skirt, so it couldn't be under trousers, could it?
Well, she just said to me, "Why are you talking about pants?" And I was like, "Well,
just watch the 2-hour stream, you'll find out." And also, if you're wearing a kilt, you couldn't call them under trousers either. But to be fair, most Scottish people wearing a kilt don't wear any underwear at all. So don't look.
Would be tradition. Yeah.
Don't look. Okay, let's end this conversation there, because this gets weird. If you want to go and watch some weirdness, go and watch 4 hours of Legends and Liquor, where people are literally tasting and licking their action figures. Don't ask me why, ask Rich M, all right? He's not here to defend himself, but that was definitely happening. Okay, Jay, thank you so much for jumping in today. You will be back next week, and next week I will make it my mission to do, you and me can discuss behind the scenes, but we will come back with our most wanted Spider-Man animated figures, whether it's retro or VHS, what character designs from the animated show would we like to exist in the Marvel Legends line, yeah? That's what we'll do.
Yep, that sounds good. There is so many they could do.
Exactly. Well, that's what we'll do. And until then, Jay, tell the good people where they can find you online, where they can continue supporting you and watching your content, because you're smashing it, by the way, with the content. The late night drops as well, with the premieres. I can see you always giving people updates of your collection room and what you've been buying, so I'm loving it. So please tell the people where they can find it.
You can find me at Jays_toy collection here on YouTube. I'm literally just a couple of subscribers away from 700 before we started the stream. I'm trying to schedule myself now to drop a video at least twice a week. So every Wednesday at 10 p.m. UK time and every Saturday at 10 p.m. UK time. Recently, we've got toy hunts as me and Cheeky Monkey Kiara travel around Bristol. That's got all of her driving in it as I irritate her as she's driving and I'm trying to film her.
She's very patient and polite with you, by the way. She is so good.
She just shouted at me, "I'm not doing that again." Yeah, I think I was winding her up to do that. And with the new laptop, I tried some editing. So if you watch yesterday's video, which is an update of me moving toy units and trying to install an IKEA units, there's Randy Orton gifs in there. There's a new intro. There's all sorts of things on there. So I try and use editing software for the first time.
For the record as well, April's coming up next month, and there's a toy fair in April. So me and Jay will meet up in April in person, in the flesh. And we'll try and we'll make something, because we didn't really do that last time, did we? Well, I think
we didn't do very well last time. Yeah. No, I don't think we even turned the camera on until we left the show. So.
Yeah. We'll try and film at least some highlights, and then maybe we could do a recap video on a Zoom call afterwards and throw in some clips. We'll make sure we do something for the next one for sure. But yeah, absolutely. Go and subscribe to Jay. I've just pinned it in the chat right now, and that will also sort of, we can wrap up this questionnaire. It nearly had 200 votes. It was 193 votes, which asked the question: what CollectorCon pre-orders did you make? Ending the poll right now. I'll bring it up on the screen as we're chatting away as well. I think Legends won, but again, we're in the Legends. We're on a Legends channel, so that sort of makes sense. So there you go. There's the results of the poll in the chat right now. It says 33% is the Marvel Legends, 30% is G.I. Joe's, 24% says nothing, I hate CollectorCon, and 11% said I tried, but they don't make it easy because, as we said, I didn't even get any Range Vipers. They sold out. So Hasbro, up those quantities on Pulse or give it to the retailers still. 100 people watching as we wind down just to listen to us talk about underpants and nonsense. It means we appreciate you very, very much. But as I said, go and subscribe to Jay. You've got no excuse. It's pinned to the top of the comment. How far are you away from 1,000, Jay?
I think... I think I've just hit
from 700. Sorry, let's see if we can.
I think I've just hit it because Super Soul in the chat said he's just subbed, so thanks very much. And I think he said I've hit the 700, so I think it has been achieved as we are.
Oh yes,
Ash
absolutely should support UK. Another UK content creator, absolutely get involved. Shout out Super Soul, but I'm already subscribed to him. But here we go. Let's get Jay up on the screen. There he is, people. If you see the pink, you know there. Look at that, Jay. 700. You did it.
Hey, we fit it. Thank you, everybody. Brandon's just turned up. It's 9. It's AB9. I did talk about Clone Wars, Brandon. I tried my best.
Yeah, it is. It is officially AB9, and we did talk about Clone Wars. And Rich also says it's AR1. Yeah, there's codes now. We've got codes for everything. It is AR1 without we struggled without the super producer today. People were speaking different languages and we didn't know what to do. We panicked. But Rich, you have some fun on your Thursday afternoon, your Thursday evening off. Absolutely. Shout out the Professor Hill Phones as well, as always, who's probably off doing a lecture right now because he's a professor. But again, if you're on the replay crew, please show some love to Jay. Go and hit. It's our mission. It's my mission to get him to 1,000 this year, and I have faith we can make that happen for sure. Go and watch some content. And yeah, Super Scroll is in the chat right now as well. Go and subscribe to Ash, another UK content creator that live streams with Jacob as well weekly. We're gonna do a stream. We're gonna make it happen in 2023 where we're all on stream together for sure. There's Brandon. Look at that. AB9 and AR1. Long live the Who Crew. Absolutely. And look at that. Look, Rich might have a drink down him, to be fair. He is at a party tonight and he's spreading some love. Look at that. So it'll pop up on screen in a second. But what a way to end the stream. And what a reward, by the way, for the people that stick around. This is an example to the replay crew, all right? If you stick around on these streams, you may get rewarded by the love. The super producer is here in spirit, showing some love, giving out 5 channel memberships to the people that are still watching us here, talking about pants, underwear, and under trousers here at the end of the stream. Brandon, don't ask. It got very confusing. Chicken Kiara is still confused. So shout out to the people who picked them up. So I'll let them scroll up on the screen as we're getting out of here as I continue to ramble. So there's Justin. Justin got one. Everyone who just got a channel membership, please make sure you pop up. Even if you're a lurker, just pop up for one comment or message the super producer on Instagram. He'll love that. He won't really, but he will. Say thank you to the super producer, displayed once on Instagram. So yeah, there you go. There's 5 people with some regulars as well in there getting getting them as well, which I always enjoy seeing. The retweeting King seems to have got one as well. So there's John. So Justin and John both got one. Well done, congratulations. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, says Doom. Doom Customs, absolutely. Look at that, Doom Customs is above my head and above your head. That's how good that man is. Thank you very much, Doom Customs. Underclothes, said the Prophet. Underclothes could sort of work, I guess. Mark Rose says, later, my friend Mark Rose, get out of here. I'm staying on screen now until all these pop up, so I'm not going anywhere. There's Carl. Carl's got one. So shout out Justin, shout out John, shout out Carl. Make sure you say thank you to the super producer. You're clearly watching because you've just been gifted, so you're lurking. You're lurking.
I'm gonna let you in on a terrible underclothes site here. You said you haven't got any underpants on, but here's a secret.
Do you want to see?
I don't wear pajamas. I don't wear pajamas.
Oh, goody hell.
That's a terrible site. Nobody wants to see that at 101 viewers there.
Pure Kiara.
He's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Shout out Scott. So there's Justin, John, Carl and Scott. Congratulations, channel memberships all round. Thank you to the super producer. And again, I keep saying it, but this month we are doing an inner circle. Can I find my inner circle thing? I think I can.
I have sung on the previous Inner Circle, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a channel member, on the go and watch that on the old replay. It was 1 a.m. in the morning. I was on the guitar.
Only if you're a channel member. There you go. The Inner Circle. You must be a channel member to be involved in the Inner Circle. Look, I'm holding Hellfire Hank and Frogman wearing a crown. Why? I don't know. But I am doing one at the end of March. So I need to speak to Amanda to arrange the dates. But it will be a late stream. It won't be like an 8 p.m. stream. It will be like a 10 p.m. stream into the night, because I want to give the US guys an opportunity to get involved. I do have guests. If you're a channel member, it's basically a free-for-all. I don't really plan anything in advance. We just go in and talk about whatever we want. So maybe we'll get to the end of this underwear debacle. But until then, we've dropped under 100 now, so that's a sign to get out of here. So thank you very much to the super producer, gifting the loyal people who were stayed until the end. Justin, John, Carl, Scott, and the retweeting king, Jason Lopez, all got a gifted sub there. Rich, whatever you were doing on your first day evening, enjoy yourself, my friend. Make sure you go and subscribe to Jay. Pinned to the top of the chat right now. Go and subscribe. Jay's already told you where you can find him. I'll add all these links to the description as well after the stream. Mini Plastic Multiverse says, great stream, guys. Thank you so much. If you're on the replay, we're going to need a word of the day. So considering you're the guest, Jay, the word's yours, my friend. What's the word of the day?
Well, I think it has to be underpants.
Underpants. There you go. It has to be, doesn't it? Has to be. Is there an underpants emoji? There might be. So if you are watching this stream, if you're watching live right now, go to the comments, not the chat, the comments. It helps the algorithm. Hit that like button and write a comment and just put underpants. Just confuse the people that are coming back to watch the stream, because people were asking me about what's Lick all about and Legends of Lick, and I'm like, wow, you're gonna have to skip ahead 4 hours to find out. But yeah, write underpants in the comments. If you're a replay crew watcher, which I know there are people that do that, write underpants in the comments. All right. We'll catch you next week. All right, we're getting out of here now. I'll play the intro to see us out. We'll see you next week. Oh wait, have I got an end screen? What am I talking about? I've got an end screen. There you go. I'm about to play the intro then. Why? I've got an end screen. Anyway, I don't really have underpants on. No, I'm not really not wearing underpants. I'm wearing Amanda's underpants.
And I do wear pajamas. Or do I?
It's a mystery. See, if you're here until the very, very end, and you find out all these secrets, you never know. You never know what you're going to find out. But yeah, write underpants in the comments. I can see people writing in the chat. What a conversation we've started today. One day I'm going to do a stream and not talk, make it our mission to not talk about toys, and we'll just talk about other things.
It wasn't even us that set it off. That was everybody in the chat, I think, with your underpants.
Fortress Maximus, he made a good point. Under trousers. They could be called under trousers, but they shouldn't have called them pants in the first place. They should have took our word for it. Stop changing our words, Americans. Quick, give me an American word that they changed, Jay, that we can get angry about.
Faucet.
Faucet? Is that some sort of tap?
That is some sort of tap, yeah.
Idiots. What? Just call it a tap. It's only one syllable.
Or a flashlight. That's one we've had before.
Torch,
flashlight.
People. Torch.
Yeah.
A torch. Outback comes with a torch, not a flashlight.